and welcome back to Arcana D&D, our second campaign. And for this second campaign, we've teamed up with Dice Roll UK to give our viewers 5% off of their large selection of tabletop-related accessories, including a wide selection of dice for all those dice hoarders out there. Dice bags and storage containers for your ever-increasing collection, monster cards, GM screens, and much, much more. To get 5% off of your order with free shipping on all orders within the UK, head to diceroll.uk/Arcana DND and use code Arcana DND at checkout. Important to note, this is not a paid sponsorship, but an affiliate link. But anyone who wants to go over there and help out the campaign, that's very much appreciated. The following is unofficial fan content permitted under the fan content policy, not approved or endorsed by Wizards. Portions of the materials used are property of Wizards of the Coast. Copyright Wizards of the Coast, LLC. I am joined with me this week by my 5 intrepid adventurers. That would be Aaron as Lazarus.
Hello, hello.
Dave as Athena.
Yo.
Durfell as Morrigan.
Hello.
Caged Bird as Celerity.
Howdy.
And PB Marsh as Renshu.
Cage stole my word, also my pizza's here. Hey.
Yeah, nice. As the sun rises over the near endless expanse that is Jeclia Bay, it casts a golden glow over the waves, allowing a single small but sturdy ship to cut effortlessly through the water. The ship sails half sapphire blue, half ruby red, with similarly colored dragons embroidered on either side, billowing in the wind. The crew tirelessly works to keep the ship on course, their muscles straining as they continue to adjust the sails to the ever-changing winds. The ship's hull itself is adorned with intricate carvings, telling the stories of its past voyages and the adventures of the brave sailors who have manned it. Despite its small size, the ship exudes a sense of power and determination, ready to face whatever challenges the sea may throw its way. Standing tall at the helm of her ship, with long, dark, tied-back hair in a tight braid, and eyes a deep, piercing blue, wearing a black leather coat adorned with gold buttons and a red sash tied around her waist. With black boots and a cutlass hung at her side, the ship's captain begins barking orders at her crew. "Oi, newbies! Head below deck. You're on bilge duty." To which we see 2 individuals make a nod and make their way down ship. PB and Durf, if you'd like to introduce your characters, starting with Durf, because PB's just gone to get pizza.
Yes. Well, you'll see a very petite, very pale young lady. She is wearing makeup that she has definitely done with her fingers, rather than taking any care into it. Almost pagan-ish makeup. She's wearing a lot of silver around herself. She's wearing a religious pendant around her neck. And she walks with a confidence that she probably shouldn't have. She seems to think she owns the place at the moment. And that's my Morrigan right there.
PB, have you returned?
Yeah, I have. Also, I'm so sorry. That was the worst timing ever.
It was, but it's fine. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce your character, PB.
Hi, I'm playing Renshu, or Ren. A middle-20s human male. A unwashed mop of fairly greasy black hair. Hangs over his eyes. He's unshaven, unkempt. Wearing ill-fitting clothing, kind of bronzish skin, almond-shaped eyes. Anyone who pays close enough attention can see he's got a number of signs of a hard past, cut up and bruised knuckles, clearly had a broken nose once, split lip, that sort of thing. Also carries himself with a lot of confidence, possibly overconfidence. Self-assured in his own capabilities, cocky, but also quiet, not particularly talkative, not particularly interested in opening up about himself. He doesn't need anyone but himself. That's his attitude to the world.
Oh, no, still muted on stream. There we go. There's always a train wreck at the start of these things. It's all fine. Very good stuff, though. Thank you for introducing. So, the captain has just barked orders at you to check below deck and make sure everything is ship-shape and that you two would be on bilge duty. What are you doing as the Azure Sea expands endlessly out towards the horizons?
You'll have to explain to me what bilge duty is.
Well, that's... God, the people that I get put with, honestly, water gets on a ship. You put it off the ship. It's that simple.
Got it. Bucket over the side. Are you sure you want me to do that?
I'm not so sure now, but that is what you were tasked to do, so get below deck and get out of my sight.
Yes, sir, Mr. Captain, sir. Right on it, sir. No problem, sir.
Mrs.
And Morrigan heads down.
Captain.
Okay, would have thought that one of your other crew could do bilge duty. I say with a grimace before heading downstairs as well.
Could I please have the first rolls of the campaign from Athena, Celerity, and Lazarus? Please make a stealth check for me.
Does Foundry automatically add your bonuses, or do you have to add them after?
Foundry automatically adds, yes. But if you want to roll with your own dice, same rules as before, feel free.
Pretty good.
You know,
If we don't want to get seen, we don't have to get seen.
If I don't want to be seen, I'm not even there.
oh,
Alrighty. Just for everyone in the chat and the YouTube VOD, you want to go ahead and say those aloud?
Oh, Lazarus got a 19.
Celerity has a natural 20 for a 26.
Athena had 11.
Very good. So as you make your way below deck, you go ahead and make a perception check for me.
The two that were up top?
Correct.
Shit, what were the commands for this?
If you open up your character sheet and then click perception check.
Got ya.
Also, just real quick, I'm sure we discussed this before, but natural 20s for skill checks, automatic success, or were you doing actual D&D rules?
Actual D&D rules.
Cool. I'm the least perceptive fucker around. I got a 7.
I got a 21.
Everyone else rolled above a 10, baby, but not me.
A great start to this second campaign. Morrigan, as you make your way in towards the quarterdeck of this ship, you notice from the hull section below slight chatter, followed by some whispers.
Do I know PB's name right now at this point? Character's name.
I believe you would, yes. When you were introduced to this job, you would know that you were working with a Renshu. And Renshu, you would know that you were working with a Morrigan.
Where the fuck did they put those buckets? I start looking around for said buckets.
Well, maybe we can ask our visitors over here. And point in the direction of where I hear the slight chatty whispers.
I'm assuming we would know that there shouldn't be people down here.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna nod and cautiously make my way over to this doorway. Oh, I accidentally went upstairs again. Did not mean to do that.
Goodbye.
It's
This-
the wobbliness of the ship. It can get you
Yeah.
sometimes.
I make my way over to this doorway, kind of like cautiously waiting to kind of breach, for want of a better term. Hands at the ready, like I'm ready to throw them if I need to.
Okay.
Like, they're probably just porpoise. I wouldn't worry too much about it. There's definitely someone down here that probably shouldn't be.
Paupers.
Well, you know, like stowaways. I've done it myself.
Or spies.
Spice for what? You're awful. You're awful. No,
I'm just awful. Okay, cool. I already feel that way about the 7. Come on.
you're awful suspicious. I don't think you need to worry too much. But let's go check it out. Morgan just opens the door like it doesn't matter. If there's a door right here, right?
It's just steps leading further down into the ship.
Oh, okay.
When they do that, I kind of drop my hands to my sides and then walk in after.
But below deck, you see that a somewhat ramshackle of a cooking apparatus is just to your left as you enter in here. A small wooden table that's seen far better days in the center of the room with 5 chairs around the outside of it. Various crates of different supplies that the ship would be sending off towards Saltmarsh have been stacked up in and around the borders of this ship, and towards the far end of the ship you hear one last footfall before silence, and nothing but the creaking of the ship and the waves.
Listen, folks, whoever's in here, there's no point in hiding. Eventually they'll find you. You might as well just come on out now. Look, don't let me have to unleash the muscular bastard behind me.
At that, Athena will just regally step out from behind wherever they were hiding.
Dave, if you'd like to introduce Athena.
Athena is a 6 foot tall tabaxi styled after a I've forgotten the name of the cat we styled it after already. The cat that's not a domestic cat, but people treat it like a domestic cat.
Bobcat?
Is it
You know the
Savannah?
one? That's the badger, Savannah
Savannah.
cat. Yeah, and it's just the epitome of the most regal person you've probably ever seen. Ears are lying flat against their head, and they're just staring you down as if they're supposed to be there.
Well, good to meet you. The name's Morrigan. And you are
Athena.
Athena. It's a pleasure.
So seeing Athena stand up, you would have also noticed Lazarus kind of just slowly getting up as well and following sort of like the lead, Thunder's leader.
Which, for you, Lazarus, the 6-foot height of this ceiling isn't anywhere near as comfortable as it should be, as you'd like to go ahead and introduce your character.
So my name's Lazarus. He's a 30-year-old tabaxi. He's 7 foot tall, so he's sort of slouching a little bit. He's got white fur with black stripes. On his back, he's got like a halberd, and attached to his side, he's got a great sword. His appearance sort of shows that he does look after himself physically, although if you were to hold a conversation with him, you might notice he's not mentally able to follow as much as a normal person might.
Does Morrigan recognize this Lazarus?
Yeah, I would. I'd probably look at you and be like, oh, doesn't this isn't what it seems here. I'm just following Athena here, my good friend.
I see. Nice guard uniform.
Oh no! I'm not with the guard anymore. No. Athena's employed me, and I'm just going to start slowly, sort of like taking it off. Sort of hunched over, trying to get the top off. If it's like too tight and you start struggling and stuff like that, because I was bent over.
You recognize them?
Well, I don't recognize the smaller one, but that big bastard over there is had a run-in or two with him.
We can wave back.
Good running, bad running.
Well, he seems to think that my fortune tellings are snake oil. Not snake oil. Is it snake oil? Sorry, my brain just went.
Snake oil is fitting, yeah.
Right, okay. Seems to think that I'm just stealing money from people. But obviously the gods speak through me.
Right.
My fortunes are completely true. But anyway, yeah, I've had a couple of run-ins with this guy. It's interesting to see that he's being a stowaway, on a tiny ship like this.
Oh wow! I just followed Athena. You know how it is. I'm no longer with the guard, as you can see. Sort of just throwing my clothes on the ground. Just trying to keep myself modest or something nearby. No longer with the guard.
Morrigan is completely amused by all this. He's like, so Athena, why have you hired this big bastard then?
I'm embarking on a long journey and didn't fancy being run over with hooligans.
Well, sure, but you can hire a lot of people. Why this one in particular?
He was close by.
And how much are you paying him?
Well, I don't see why that's any of your business now, is it?
Well, it's not, but I'm very interested.
You hear a whisper. You see me sort of whisper into Athena's ear. How much are you paying me?
Now?
Better question. If you're able to hire the big bastard, why are you stowing away on this ship?
I don't quite think it qualifies as stowing away when it's my own father's ship now, is it?
You see just a momentary kind of glimpse of recognition from Renshu, like his eyebrows just ever so slightly react to that, and then he goes back to trying to pull a poker face. Great. Great. Cool. Cool. I say, kind of turning back to Morrigan. Got bad news.
Bad news?
We can't punch our way out of this. Well, we can, but it'd be complicated.
So like the look on people's faces when they make that realization.
What's complicated about this? We've got a couple of stowaways, that's fine. It happens all the time.
Usually, stowaways, you throw them over the edge of the ship.
Put it this way. If you don't bother me, I won't bother you. I have something to do. This was the closest ship that was leaving. And let's leave it at that.
I agree. We can keep our mouths completely shut. But my pockets are pretty empty about the whole thing. My lips can get pretty loose when I'm empty-pocketed.
I doubt the captain's going to do anything.
We could always see about that, I say, making kind of a movement as if I'm about to walk back upstairs.
Feel free.
I kind of look back to Morrigan for kind of, do I go through with my threat?
So if it's really that much of a deal to you, I can buy you a drink when we reach land.
So I kind of like this one.
I don't. Drink, that is. I'll just take the gold up front, I say, walking back down the stairs.
I just I just hear that. You hear about? I hear gold. I go in my pocket, and I was sort of like, "Should be over to you two." I just give you a gold piece each, and look back at Athena and be like, "Yeah, it should be good. You guys can stay quiet."
Good. Also, I need you to do the bilging. I say, kind of looking to Morrigan again, like, is that grammatically correct? The bilging?
I'm looking dead confused, deadpan. Just, sorry, Chaz. I have no idea what that word is.
Bucket, water, over edge.
There are buckets here somewhere. You guys look muscular. I'm sure you can handle it.
Just gonna stub around looking for a bucket.
Athena will just raise one eyebrow and leave Lazarus to it.
Easily enough, there are plenty of buckets down here for those that would be doing the bilge work, though currently there isn't much to bilge. It seems that the ship, after its most recent repairs, has not been taking on as much water as it used to. But it is slowly, as all ships of these makes do, taking on water, just not at an alarming rate. So, with all of you having met up, what are you going to do aboard the Jade Serpent?
Well, Morrigan left the room and is hoping that Renshu has followed her. So, what, you recognize the woman then?
No, but I know her father.
Is he a mean bastard, or is this something we should be worried about?
Well, he's our employer, for starters. And, yeah.
Oh, that bastard? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this has suddenly become way more interesting.
It's not interesting, it's problematic, but it's fine. I say,
Well,
kind
like
of
I
walking
said.
off further into the room, scratching my beard. This job, I want it to go uncomplicatedly. I grimace again, like, again, is that grammatically correct?
Was that a question for me, or
No,
is that in
that's
character? Okay.
it's in character. Occasionally, he will try and use the big words, and
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Got you. Well, sure, but I mean, what is this mission?
The boss wants us to try and find some sort of relic. It's one he's been looking for a long time, and
Well, yeah, I got the shtick about it too, but I mean, like, whatever. Like, if they have to come get us, they have to come get us. Like, what are we aiming for here?
I'm
I ain't
aiming
worried
for
about some
keeping
big
a low
bullies trying to.
profile. Okay,
I missed that last part. Sorry.
I'm looking to keep a low profile. Okay, the daughter situation is not great for that.
Ah, see, you're looking at it all wrong. The daughter thing makes this way more interesting and way more profitable for us.
Do I look
Because
like
now we
I'm...
have
Go ahead.
ammunition in our corner.
I don't follow.
Well, assuming that this father of hers likes her enough. Hostage situation. You know what I'm saying?
You just kind of see Renshu's face just kind of fall off of just realizing who he's thrown in with a little bit. Okay. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. That's stupid. I say, patting you on the shoulder.
I had a lot of people tell me that. But I ain't dead yet.
Evidently no fault of your own.
Alright, Ren, alright. I'm only fucking with you. I'm not gonna hold ransom some poor girl that I've never met before.
Okay. Good. Good. Excellent. Look, I'm fine with not telling the captain about this, but I just kind of point my finger like I'm going to make some sort of threat and then just decide not to and just go. But if they find out, it's on you. Okay? I knew nothing about them. I never saw them. I was too busy looking for a bucket up here.
Gotcha, no problem with that.
Good.
Now listen, we already got a gold piece out of it. We can both just claim ignorance. We get our buckets, we pretend that we did it. And then we have an easy afternoon in the sun.
I take the gold piece that's still in my hand and just hand it to Morrigan. I'm good. And then I'm going to flop into one of the bunk beds. But I will take the easy afternoon.
Morrigan also is going to go into, I suppose, this corner here, just close to the door. But she sits down cross-legged, and she starts like messing around with bone runes that she takes out of a pouch. She seems to be muttering to herself while she does it.
Could you roll me a d20 to see how your luck for the day is going to be?
To me?
Yeah, you.
How do I just roll a d20 here?
Type /roll 1d20 in the Foundry chat.
/roll 1d20. No spaces or anything?
Space before the 1. Would you like to let everyone know what number you got?
I got a natural one.
The first of the campaign, ladies and gents.
Went from a
Celerity
natural
with the first 20.
to a- Yep.
Get them out of the way now.
Are you sure you're not playing Junior? Okay. The bones speak of ill omens in the near future. Athena and Lazarus, what are you doing at this time?
Lazarus is just bent over, bucket of water, trying to scoop it up best he can, but kind of like following the water, not realizing, he probably needs to get a good hand and swipe it on the floor. He's just dragging the bucket, wondering why it's not getting full.
Athena is going to nestle back in their hiding place and watch the whole ordeal, just attempting to hide slightly better than they did the first time round.
Okay. So, if there is nothing in particular that anyone wants to do at this moment in time, we can fast forward just a little. I forgot to hit play on the fucking clock thing. There we go, the clock's ticking. The timer has begun. If no one has anything in particular they want to do, we can do a little fast forward here.
Sure.
I'll take that as a no.
That's freaking
Sure,
me
is
out.
it?
Where's the clock?
Never wanted your fortune read.
To answer your question, if you on the character portrait thing, you should see like a calendar thing. Can you?
We do not have access to the calendar, I don't think.
Oh. Fair enough. Well, that works for my purposes, because you don't exactly have a watch on hand that you can... Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? It's exactly 5:12 and 41 seconds.
It's more that you said that we should see it, like in a way that we should see it, and I was
Fair.
freaking out that I couldn't, so I'll let shut up.
Fair enough. But you would definitely at least know that today is Earth Day in Wheelson, the 20th of the year 576.
Do I want my future told? I say, raising an eyebrow, turning to look at Morrigan.
It doesn't quite work like that. I can't tell you your future, but I can give you a fortune. But your life can span in different directions. I can just help you make the right decisions.
I'm not going to pay you.
You already have. Morrigan holds up the gold coin that you handed it.
Fine, whatever. Maybe it'll help me fall asleep. I say, closing my eyes.
Morrigan heads over to to Renshu and sits down cross-legged again, and she'll take Renshu's hand that is probably hanging over.
At that,
Yeah.
Renshu will kind of start up in his hammock, but not like pull his hand away or anything. It's just like, what? Physical contact. Ah.
Right. Morrigan holds it there for a second. She's like running her thumb over the lines in your hand for a second, and then she puts bone runes in your palm, closes your hand over it, and then she pinches your skin enough so that you instinctively just let go of it, and lets the bone runes hit the floor. And I will now roll myself for this. Hang on. Oh shit! Oh, that one counts. And that one. And that.
You have actual bone runes?
Oh, I thought about this. Yeah.
Damn.
And here I was having you roll a d20 for it. Damn.
Oh no, that's fine. I haven't got. Okay. So I've rolled 3 bone runes for you. The first one represents your past, the second one represents your present, and the third one represents your future. The past here is your beacon or your torch. A beacon of light during your darkest of times. This can be many things. I mean, perhaps you were a beacon of light for someone else, or perhaps you were in your darkest moment in your past. You could either be running away from something, or perhaps you're fighting something that maybe you feel like you can't defeat.
Mm.
Your present here is the negatives of human needs, personal restraint or constraint. Kind of sounds like you. Not near enough to feel like you're holding back something there. But that's just your present here. It's the future that's what's important. However, the negatives of human needs is perhaps you shouldn't think selfishly about your decisions in the future. Maybe think beyond that and start thinking about other people a little bit more. However, your future is the sun, self-awareness and knowledge, complete recognition of your positive and negative attributes. Perhaps this is a self-fulfilling moment for you, accepting any negative issues with yourself. Or perhaps maybe there's things that you need to work on. The gods here, from what I'm looking at what your bone runes reading, the gods say that you need to work on yourself. You need to start thinking positively. Morrigan looks up expectantly.
Well,
I'll pause a second there, guys. Sorry to fuck with the app theme there. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry about that. I had to turn something off. Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
well, I kind of take my hand back. Fair play, I believe that you believe what you're selling. I say with a big smile that's clearly condescending. But maybe you get the sense that it's defensive, like I'm being dismissive of you because actually you're pretty close to the mark.
Right. Hey, look, there are unbelievers. I didn't ask you to believe. But that's just what the gods say for you. Do with that information as you will.
I came to this conclusion a long time ago, Morrigan. If the gods are out there, they don't give a flying fuck.
Some, sure. There are some evil gods. There are some good gods. It's not all as black as white as you seem to think it is. And with that, Morrigan leaves and gets into this hammock. Satisfied with yourself.
Renshu will try and settle back into trying to relax and fall asleep, but a little bit restlessly now. Like there's thoughts niggling at the back of his head. Unpleasant thoughts about introspection and stuff.
Okay. As you all make rest, apart from Lazarus, who is trying to hit a nail with a bit of hay. I don't know what the expression is for trying to do something that is near impossible. Help. Anyone?
No.
He's doing his best.
He's doing his best.
Want to shove a camel through the eye of a needle?
Yeah, I'll do it. Thank you. We'll fast forward about an hour in time here. As most of the journey so far, which you imagine you're about halfway through, has been uneventful. Did I put it? I know I... What? No! No, I know I'd... Fuck. I lost something. Someone RP from it.
Out of RP real quick, sorry, just for my notes, because it's going to become awkward to try and tiptoe around it. I don't have in my notes what Athena's father is called, so Athena, what's your father called?
Darian.
Thank you.
No problem.
I thought I had it written down in my notes, but I can't find the notes that I thought I took during my one-on-one with Leo. But it's right, I remember most of them, except for names, because I'm awful at names, so...
I mean, that's not bad going, in all fairness.
For your viewing pleasure, PB, in the group chat,
That is actually excellent, thank you.
you are most welcome. Also, for RP purposes, you definitely hear kazoo in the distance.
Excellent.
This isn't canon, but I could play kazoo if you all wanted.
Speaking of music, you all hear a faint, distant call of what seems like angelic voices off in the distance as a small but thick fog begins to descend from the deck above into the quarterdeck and then down into the hold of the Jade Serpent. With no noise being made above deck, what are you all doing?
Well, with water that most likely is now rising to a certain level, maybe about my knees, I just gotta look to Athena and just be like, do you actually hear that noise?
It's no concern of ours. Let the humans deal with it.
I don't know, maybe I should probably go up there with a bucket just to show that I am doing some work.
You are not supposed to be here. Sit down.
I'll just take a seat at the chair. Okay.
I'm gonna, probably still having not been able to actually get any sleep because Morrigan fucked with Renshu's brain, I'm gonna hop out of the hammock upon hearing this.
Alrighty. Give me a second while I roll a few things.
Morrigan,
You're right there, Renshu.
do you hear that?
Yeah, I do, actually. Doesn't sound like sailors having a little sing-song, huh?
Stay behind me. And then, when you're okay for us to, Leo, we're going to head to the... Well, I'm going to head to the top deck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
As you head up towards the top deck, the sound of this alluring song grows louder within your ears. Morrigan and Renshu, could I please have you make wisdom saving throws?
Motherfucker. I rolled a nat 1.
Well, that's not good. Morrigan?
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this.
If you have your character sheet up, click wisdom and then click saving throw.
Right, got you. Okay. Oh, not great either. I got an 8.
Renshu and Morrigan, as you look out into the fog, it clearing from your vision, you see several individuals swimming alongside the ship, either side of it, singing an alluring song that draws you ever closer. Could I have everyone please roll initiative?
Let's go. Also,
wait a second while I put you all in combat.
I'm so sorry for this, games, but I zoomed in on the mermaids and I immediately thought, "Mommy, sorry."
Uh-huh.
I mean, valid.
Do we need to click on our tokens before doing initiative roll?
No.
That's how I'm used to it in Roll20. Okay.
Just go to the combat tracker. There'll be a D20 symbol next to your name.
I don't think one of the names has changed. There's still a rider in the roll list.
Yeah, there's always problems somewhere. Let me update that. I have to update that via the token. Where is the token? There is the token.
It's a lot of private dashboards.
There you go, that should have fixed. So, previously what we would do is the whole 25 to 20 and so on and so forth, but as you've all rolled in Foundry, I don't need to this time. But just know that, like, if you all want to use your own dice, you're more than welcome to. But, as we reach the top of the round of this, Morrigan, you have been charmed from your low roll in the wisdom save, and you find yourself compelled to walk into the water.
Dope. Which way?
Please, whichever way seems most alluring to you, please make your full movement towards one of the creatures within the water.
Boop.
And as you do so, that will end your turn. Please make a wisdom save for me. For the end of your turn. What you get?
20.
20. Morrigan, as you find yourself coming to your senses, you notice you are no longer aboard the Jade Serpent, but you find yourself now adrift at sea with this strange mermaid-like creature in front of you. And then it will be one of the crew members' turn, who also, being charmed, will move their full movement towards one of these creatures, before ending their turn after making a wisdom saving throw. To which they also now realize, "Ah, crap! Sirens! Sirens!" To which you, that are still below deck, have now been alerted to what is happening above. But that will be the end of the bandit's turn. Lazarus.
Alright, I'm just gonna jump straight up and not really know what a siren is, though. I'm just going to make my way up to the top. So, what is it? It's 5 feet per move thing, isn't it? So 5.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that 10? 15. 30. Okay, so that's 30 feet. Right.
Yes, and you can use an action to dash if you wanted to, which would increase your movement speed by another whatever your movement speed is. However, now that you are above deck, can I please have you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, yep.
As the siren song bellows in your ear.
That's a 19.
You shrug it off. Look sternly towards the creatures in the water.
So this guy that's on the side, is he just dangling over the one that's on the...
He is completely overboard.
He's
But
completely
following pace with the ship, which is almost at a standstill now.
Okay, I'm just going to probably move over to him and with a dash. That's all right, and just get ready to try and pick him up or something.
Okay, you could use your... Oh, yeah. So action dash and you move over to him. Cool. Alrighty. It is this siren's turn in the bottom right here. They are currently going to use their bonus action to continue their alluring song, but they are going to move 5 feet further away from the boat to allow people to come further into the water's depths. As with this siren here, it's going to use its bonus action to also continue this alluring song and make a grapple check against the individual in the water. That will be...
Excuse me.
a 20 for the siren. And the crew member is going to use acrobatics to get out of this, if that's a better skill for them. Unsuccessful. So as this individual is now grappled, the siren is going to begin pulling gently this individual down beneath waves. 5 feet, 10 feet, 20, 30 feet below the waves, until it is out of your sight, Lazarus.
Oh no.
The siren next to you, Morrigan, is going to make a grapple check on you. If you could please make an acrobatics or athletics check, contest it. The siren got a 9. Must be a 9 to avoid being grappled here.
$17.
As the siren goes, thinking you're still charmed to wrap its arms lovingly around your neck, you push back at the siren, and it slithers beneath the waves ever so slightly, about 10 feet. Let me just mark our feet for remembering this stuff. With that, another crew member, affected by this alluring song, will make his way into the water before making a wisdom saving throw to see if he can break free. He does not. He is still under the siren song. Renshu, you are up.
So I was going to go towards this one, but this one's now 30 feet under. You still okay with me going that way?
Sure?
Okay.
If that's the way that allures you, then gladly.
No, there's a wall there, but up to there.
I've got you past the wall. Feel free to
Thank you.
move as you would now.
Yeah, into the water there.
How much movement do you have left after that?
5 feet.
Do you... Yeah, can you go like one more square to the right then? Just to be in proximity of where the siren would be when it came up.
Mm-hmm.
You essentially are trying to get yourself as close to the siren without putting yourself in danger of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you went below the waves, might. But above, it's safe to you, currently. Athena.
Does he not get a wisdom save to get out of it?
Oh, he does, yes, thank you. Renshu,
Oh, I
go
just
ahead
thought I
and
was
make a
being
wisdom
punished for
save.
that one.
Oh yeah. Damn.
You are being punished for those nat ones.
Is
It's all
that
right.
your third nat 1 today?
No, it's my second, but my third under 10. I rolled another nat 1 chat, and I'm just going to go start working on my backup character.
Buddy, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Athena.
I think I'm going to move my full range of movement and then dash just to try and get anywhere near the action. So I believe that gives me 60 feet of movement, which should
Alrighty.
get me somewhere just off the stairs, I believe. Or on the stairs, maybe.
You would be here with 60, but you have 70, right? Because you're 35 moment.
No, I've got 30 as far as Foundry's concerned, so I'll move myself back.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah, if you use the ruler, you can help map. It can like help you map things out. When you do 2 diagonals in a row, like that, it would be like 15 feet. It goes 5 and then 10 and then 5 again, then 10 again, then
Gotcha.
so on and so forth.
If you hold down control while moving your token, it will like auto add the ruler for you while you're moving.
ooh.
Oh, very good.
Learn something new every day.
Right, so am I where my token is now?
Oh, you can do it multiple times. You can like hold control and then click multiple times to set out a path. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and then you just release to do the move.
Alrighty. You are now currently where your token should be. Yes.
Cool. Is there any... Would I know what a siren was?
Given that you've spent most of your time on land, no.
Okie dokie. Then I think that's all I can really do at the minute. I can't see what's going on.
Right. The siren over by this unfortunate fellow who failed his save is going to wrap their arms around the charmed individual with no need for a contested save and just pull them deep below the waves out of your sight. The one thing I don't quite like about Foundry is how unintuitive their elevation stuff is. But that's fine. This individual got pulled down with that one as well, didn't it? Let me just... Whoop, whoop, whoop. This siren over here is going to move further away from the boat, so that if anyone does come into the water, they are not going to have a great time of it. That's for sure. This individual here succeeded on his save. He is going to move towards the side of the deck here and hold an action to help Morrigan get back out of the water, holding his hand out. Grab my hand! Another certain individual that is here. What would you like to do on your turn?
Nothing. Stays hidden.
That is
You might
an
get a free
option.
boat.
I might if I wait just long enough. I'm gonna. Do I see Athena in the distance?
You don't. There is currently a door between the two of you.
Alright, having heard cries of siren, lightly hearing the siren song from below deck, I'm gonna make my way downtown.
Making my way downtown.
Thank you. And very quietly, very slowly make my way over to Athena and just give her a look of I've got your back, and hold my turn until after Athena's. Rather, I end my turn here. I'm not gonna go out there without Athena.
Okay, if you wanted to go out the exact same time as Athena, what you'd have to do then is hold an action to do so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
And then that would be your dash to move that extra movement outside of your turn. Are you cool with that?
Yep.
Cool. This siren down here is going to follow suit and move a little bit further away from the boat, should anyone venture their way into the waves, whilst also using bonus action to continue its siren-y song. The captain, having succeeded on their saving throw, Ah, boys, we've got trouble out in the waters. The sirens, they be coming for us. And the winds are not be on our sides. And she's going to draw her longbow and take a shot at the one up here, but first moving towards the edge of the boat in order to get sight. And I'll hit. Holy shit. Damn. And 9 points of damage as you see this one siren. An arrow goes into them and they screech in pain before quickly running away into the waves below, out of sight. The last of the crew, being unable to do anything on their side, is going to come below to the lower deck and hold their hand out as an action should Renshu or the other crewmate decide to rejoin the crew aboard the ship, if they're able to. Top of the round, Morrigan.
Yes, first thing is to get out of the ocean. How much movement is this going to cost me to take this guy's hand and get up here?
It will take 5 feet to go up, thanks to their aided action. Otherwise, you would have had to make a acrobatics check to try and get back on board.
So that's 10 movement, seeing as I was here, right?
Correct.
I can't move up any more than this. Oh, there we go. 5, 10. Okay. 15, 20, 25, 30. That's... Yeah, I'm going to cast... Because Renshu's the only person that I know on this boat, and I need him alive. I'm going to cast... I had my thing up a second ago and I deleted it. Whoops, daisy. Mind Sliver on the one that's 10 feet below him.
30 feet.
30 feet below him, which is fine because I think I've got like a 60-foot range, yeah.
Okay, what do I need to do for that?
So you make an intelligence saving throw against a DC of 14.
That would be a 9.
Then you don't get it, and someone's going mental in my house. Sorry. So I do 1d6 of damage, which is roll / 1d6.
Correct?
That didn't happen.
Might help
Slash
if the
roll.
slash is before roll.
I see.
Morrigan just outreaches their hand and says, roll / 1d6.
yeah. Okay. So, 3 points of damage, but also subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw that this thing makes.
All right, I'll put on this little heart, this little plus sign marker on them for now. You keep a hold of that and remind me when it gets round to their turn.
Mm-hmm. Will do. That's my turn.
The bandit in the water here, 30 feet below the waves, is going to try and make his attempt back towards the ocean surface. Going 10, 20, and finally 30 feet up, you see his gasp for air reaching the pinnacle of the water's waves. Looking over towards Renshu, he's going to try and make an action to snap Renshu out of the siren's song. Renshu, if you'd like to go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw. That is a success. You are no longer under the effect of the siren's song.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did not roll a 1. We did it.
Boy.
Congratulations.
Woo woo! There's a train in the ocean all of a sudden.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
And that'll be the end of the bandit's turn. Lazarus.
All right, so just double checking now. This one here, he is 10 feet under, yeah? The one on the south. Second. On
Which
the
one?
starboard side.
You
Starboard
use
side.
your pings.
The middle one. Yeah, so I'm trying to click there.
Just to hold, click this guy.
Doing
Oh,
it, isn't it? No, he's down
no.
here.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah.
So he's
Yes,
10 foot
he is
under,
10 foot below the waves, correct.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to call out to the guy in the water. I don't even know his name. Do you want me to pull you out there?
It would be helpful.
Not you. The one further away from you.
A look of disgust comes over his face.
Help him first, I shout up. And
All right, cool. I'm gonna either put my hand in there or the halberd. I don't know how far down the ship goes, so whatever one, I'll try and grab him.
Using an action to help him up on his turn, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. The siren in the lower right. Seeing that their siren song is no longer affecting any of the crew. They're going to instead begin singing a slightly different lullaby. Though similar in tonality, because I don't want to fucking change the song. The mist slowly grows in thicker now as the siren does so. That'll be their turn. This one over here, what was the effect on them, Death?
1d4 to saving throws.
Cool.
Minus 1d4.
Thank you. They're going to make their way back up 30 feet. Whoops, didn't mean to hide them. Back towards where Renshu is, who is no longer... Nope, under the effect of the charm. And is going to attempt to grapple you, Renshu.
Okay. I can do acrobatics or athletics, can't I?
Correct. And you have to be an 11. Well, you
23.
do.
Oh, that'll do it.
This
All
is
coming up
siren.
Millhouse.
You see it lift its lip up ever so slightly in a begrudging fashion. The siren down here is going to return up to the water's surface. It's 10 feet of movement for using its action to mimic the siren to its right's song. As the fog increasingly grows thicker around the ship, it now becomes difficult to see beyond 20 feet. This bandit over here, who is terrible at saving throws, and currently 30 feet below the water, is going to be unable to do anything on his turn apart from make a new wisdom saving throw. Which, that one. We all get one? We all get one. Renshu, you're up.
Right, I'm going to grab from my belt my hand axe, because I wagered that trying to punch something while in the water, not the easiest thing, but a blade can do damage. So I'm going to equip my hand axe, and I'm going to try and swing at the siren.
Go ahead, and please do so with disadvantage, as you are not expertised with water-based combat.
Yeah. Roll a 7.
A 7. Unfortunately for you, that does not beat the siren's AC.
It's no longer coming up Millhouse, folks.
Anything else for your turn?
No, not for now.
Athena.
I'm going to book it up to 30 feet to get upstairs. Oh, shit.
Alrighty, and as you do so, Celerity, feel free to join with your 30 feet of bonus action movement.
Thank you.
That was 5. And I'll book it to where everyone else is. So that should be all of my movement.
Well, as both of you make it up to the upper deck, can I have you please both make wisdom saving throws?
No, I don't want to.
I leave the campaign.
Fair?
Saving throw, sorry, yeah?
Yes, please.
Where are those located?
Well,
Get
okay.
in.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Where do I click for saving throw?
You click wisdom, and then it'll ask you if you want an ability check or saving throw.
Ah, how handy. Normal. Ah, shit.
Celerity, however, you fall under the allure of the siren song. I'm not going to force you to use the remainder of your movement right now. You can do so on your turn.
Yes, please. I still have 20 feet of movement from my 30 action, so I'm just gonna move here.
Yeah, I was gonna move this way.
Okay, but depending on what happened with the siren songs, you wouldn't
That was
have been
fair,
able
yeah.
to. So
Yeah,
in the
Should-
case of Celerity, I would ask, yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
But Athena, being unaffected, you are able to go the full distance.
As that is my move. Oh, can I then attempt to throw a kunai at the one attacking the two people?
Given this angle, you wouldn't be able to get a shot on it from here without, like, drilling immediately through the boat.
Great. Okay. Well, that's all I can do then.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It sounds like there was a possibility that they could do that. Nat 20?
What, drilling immediately through the boat? No. No.
Well, sure.
Walls are walls. The siren over here next to this individual who just cannot make saving throws is going to pull the two of them further beneath the waves with a total of 60 feet.
Sorry, dude. We all knew you were a lost cause.
Well,
It's important
He's
to
dead.
note that the rules for drowning here I'm using are the same rules as those of suffocation, where you can last a number of minutes equal to your constitution modifier. There was a... hang on, let me get the rule up in this so that I can be accurate. Suffocation. So, as per standard, as written, it says that a creature can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its constitution modifier, a minimum of 30 seconds. And when a creature runs out of breath, it can survive for a number of rounds equal to its constitution modifier. As you'll experience if you get pulled beneath the waves, what happens is if you're still charmed when pulled beneath the wave, the siren actually pulls all of the breath out of you with a kiss of not life. So unfortunately for this fellow, unless he gets saved this turn, he's not looking great.
Can we say that his name is Yorick?
We can. Yorick of old.
Excellent. Thank you for letting me set up a joke later on.
Oh no. Oh no.
alas.
Poor Yorick, I knew him well.
Your English major's showing.
This individual here is going to pull out his light crossbow and take a shot at the siren towards the southern part of this map. That'll be a 19 to hit. That'll hit. For a total of 4 points of damage to this siren here. And it's looking a lot more worse for wear now. Celerity, could I please have you make your way towards a siren that most allures you with your full movement, please?
I want to say something really bad, but I won't.
Say it. Do it.
Move out of my way, gay boy. I'm about to get it.
And then at the end of your turn, if you'd like to make a wisdom save.
I sure would. Yay. That's
Yay.
a 19 for chat.
You are indeed no longer charmed.
If only I got that the first time. Oh well.
This siren over here, seeing you make your way into the waves, is going to move... how do I do this again? 30 feet to get to here. That doesn't move on its own, unfortunately. And it's going to make a grappler check against you.
I don't like that. Bad touch.
Bad touch indeed.
Sorry, I lied before. You got to press space when you finish doing your measurement, and then it triggers it.
Gotcha. Thank you. That would be a
Shall
6 that you need to beat.
With acrobatics and athletics? Or rather, or.
Correct.
Don't touch
21.
me.
Don't touch me. I'm getting this one, not your one.
Get out of my way. You'll have your turn.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Wait your turn, bitch. Right, the captain, having scared off at least one of these individuals, is going to make another longbow attack, this time at the one next to you, Renshu. That'll be a 7, so unfortunately that'll miss, darting the arrow into the water right next to the siren. That'll be it for the captain's turn. The bandit here, seeing that no one wanted to grab his hand, is going to make a similar light crossbow attack against the siren next to you. And you know, this crew, they're not great at aiming. Really not the crew that you would have hired if you were Darian, but you aren't. So, Morrigan, your turn.
Dope. Now that this thing is surfaced, I'm going to firebolt the one next to Renshu.
All right.
Which
Is that
is
a me thing or a you thing?
What? Sorry?
Is that a me thing or a you thing?
Yeah, on a hit it takes it, but it doesn't say what you need to save from. I guess it's still a DC 14, right?
If you click your firebolt spell in your spell book, and then you'll see it works the same as an attack. So you have to make an attack roll. Clicking the attack button.
I'm
Oh,
so
you may
sorry,
need to-
but the attack button. Oh, there it is.
In the chat.
Right,
Yeah, you'll
okay.
need to move forward to actually have sight of it. Much like kunai, firebolts don't go through walls or floors.
Yeah.
A 13 will
30.
hit.
So 1d10.
And if you have the dice yourself, feel free to roll them, or you can click the damage button.
Oh, I thought I just did this. Oh.
Well, no,
4.
because it's oh, it is just 1d10 plus nothing. Okay, yeah. 4 points of damage. This individual merfolk is looking rather worse for wear. Looks like they're on their last legs at this point. Anything else for your turn?
No one got hit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's it. My turn.
Quick interjection.
Go ahead.
Mermaids don't have legs.
Merfolk do.
They have
Or
legs, but just
can.
their toes are webbed.
Yeah, it's
Carry on.
interesting. Currently, the merfolk doesn't have legs. You are correct in that. But they can have legs. They just don't currently. You are correct.
But they don't have any left to stand on anyway.
So it's dead.
Campaign's over, guys.
I win.
That wasn't the goal, Kate.
I win.
The bandit in the water, seeing that we're all now attacking the merfolk instead of trying to get away from them, is going to make an attack at disadvantage. And miss, slicing into the water. This crew, they're not doing great. It's all on you guys. Speaking of, Lazarus.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna take out my halberd and I'm gonna try and poke the top one next to.
Sure, because you have reach with halberd, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, 10 foot I believe it is. Yeah. Alright, and then I roll for thing. Oh gosh. Whoops. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
I
man.
did the same
Right.
thing.
Perfect. Alright, so 19 to hit.
That'll
Oh,
hit.
yeah, and hit. And then damage is at 7 slashing.
As you skewer this merfolk, you have to like wave your halberd back and forth to get them off your halberd before they drift down into the deeps below. They are dead.
Question, completely off topic. As a tabaxi, would we eat them?
Yeah, if you want to.
I didn't want to
Personally,
eat the
personally, that is my headcanon, yes.
Exclusively, that's the only thing they eat is merfolk.
Well, I'm thinking it's where stowaways and you got one stuck on the end of your stick. There's dead. No.
guys shaking off.
Personally, I
Animal
have had
instincts kick in.
I have had a tabaxi-esque character, long story, and I did in fact have that as a headcanon for them, that they did eat mer creatures. So if you want,
I mean, desperate times, desperate measures, like, you know.
yeah,
have a
exactly.
We're
ship
not in
full
desperate
of
times,
food.
desperate measures.
We're
We have
stowaways.
carrot senses. We're fine.
They didn't prepare for us.
Every
I'll,
ship prepares for double the journey that they have to do in case the winds are low.
I know.
I'll gently pull the halberd back up with it on.
Oh, okay. Shit,
Safe.
we're doing this now. Cannibalism is happening.
It's not cannibalism. They're
It's
not
a
the same
humanoid.
species. It's not the same species.
It's similar enough in this world.
Plus, at the
It's
moment, it
frowned
doesn't
upon.
have legs, so it's not that humanoid. It's got a fishtail.
Look, we'll just eat
It's
the fish
humanoid
tail.
adjacent,
Next.
you know?
There you go.
This siren will be continuing its song that brings in further mist. And now it is difficult to see out past a range of 10 feet from your characters. That one's fucking dead. This one, Celerity is going to make... Yeah, I'll go for it one more time. Grapple check against you.
Oh,
14 is what you have to beat.
shit.
And as you are grappled, it pulls you 30 feet below the waves. Luckily for you, you are not charmed, so you don't have to... the immediate threat of... Oh, sorry, why am I putting the charm thing on you if you're not charmed? What I
I'm
need to do
charmed.
is
She pretty.
charming.
You could have
As you
just
are pulled
asked.
Behave yourself.
30 feet below the waves.
Buy me dinner first. God.
So, for my note, your constitution modifier is +1. So you have 2 turns before you begin suffocating beneath the waves.
2 turns or 2 rounds?
Sorry, 2 minutes, which is even
Yes.
longer.
Yes.
So I don't think we're going to have to immediately worry about that. at
I
this
was like,
moment.
I'm gonna die on Renshu's turn? Cool, let's go. Who dies first?
round 23, you're going to start dying.
Cool.
Okay, so when I say turns, I mean like your character's turns, which is
Yeah, so
synonymous
rounds.
with... Well, so when I say rounds, that goes to top of the round.
Mm-hmm.
Turns go back to your turn.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. This bandit,
You say that like we can depict which one it is.
he's... This
It's
one.
Yorick.
Oh.
Yorick. Yorick.
Yorick.
Already.
Yorick of fabled olden times and new. Will he survive? Will he not? We shall
I'm
see.
saluting.
It's Yorick. Nope.
I'm saluting.
Salutes in chat, everyone. Very
Rep.
well, Yorick, as you reach a depth
07.
of 120 feet. Yorick gasps his final breath and is no longer on this plane of existence. In a living creature, anyway.
Well, he's still breathing. Surely he's just really deep
No.
down.
No, that's the point, Jeff. That's the point, is that he has now stopped breathing.
Well, after like 10
Oxygen,
seconds
anyway.
underwater. God, dude,
Yeah, because he was charmed, the siren sucks all air out of him as soon as they're beneath the surface with a kiss, as
Ugh,
aforementioned. So all he had left to go on was how long he could survive underwater before suffocating to death, which, with his constitution modifier, he's actually lasted longer than he should have, but I forgot to keep track of it. He fucked. As his lungs fill with water, he's decided, you know what? As for the fancy folk, I'm gonna breathe water now. Oh god, no, I shouldn't have done that. And is now dead. Renshu.
Right. I'm going to try and climb up since that siren is dead. Would using my hand axe as like a slam it into the side of the ship help at all?
Sure, I'll lower the DC.
Cool.
Because you're using that essentially like a python.
Yeah, athletics, I'm assuming.
Yeah, athletics, please.
Motherfucker.
Thanks to the hand axe, you are able to get yourself back aboard the ship. Barely.
Okay. You assume it's using all of my movement then?
No, still like 5 feet to get up
Okay.
from there, but I mean then you'd be in the same square as Morrigan, so
Can I squeeze past, please, Morrigan?
I guess here or there. Your choice, dealer's choice.
Sure, and that's what, another 5 feet of movement?
Correct.
So we've got 20 feet left. Question. Would this use a movement action once I've ran the 20 feet, or would this be a free action? I want to take my shirt off.
Reaction.
Okay, gonna take my shirt off and just dive over the other side.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh no, everyone's stripping off.
Can I see this one under the water with
Didn't realize we were
celerity?
just getting sexy about it.
Yeah, episode 1, guys, save something.
So getting to
No.
where you are currently would be 35 feet of movement.
35 feet of movement. Okay, well, I'm dashing anyways, that's fine.
Okay.
But can I see this one before I jump over, or am I just jumping over without looking, basically?
Make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh, actually, no, you wouldn't be able to regardless, because they're 30 feet down, and currently the fog is limiting you to 10 feet. So, no.
Cool. Okay, then I'm just going to dive into that square then, because dive into that
Alrighty.
square and then swim till when I see this one.
Alrighty, I'll pull you over because of invisible walls. There we go.
Cool. And basically, I've just got my shirt in between my two hands, like I'm going to try and use that as some sort of improvised instrument.
Okay. Athena.
Knowing that Celerity was behind me, and I don't see them anymore, I'm going to dash this way. And I can't see them at all, can I?
No, you see Renshu in the waters, and that's about it. Oh, and the bandit next to you. His name is Lorik.
Fucking man.
Lorik, Yorick, and Bork.
Lorik, I've got awful news about your brother.
Don't tell
Sorry.
him.
I'm so sorry.
No. Too soon.
What happened to Tommy?
I don't want to get in the water. And I can't
Very
see anyone
cat-like.
other than Renshu. I might just
very
yell
cat-like
after
of
him, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Improvising, I shout back.
Against what?
Don't grace that with a response, like
Lovely.
preoccupied.
I'm assuming there's no way I could just assume there was something in front of him and blindly throw a couple of kunai in that direction.
How many kunai can you throw on a turn?
At least one.
Well, you can throw one. At disadvantage.
That's fine.
But I'm going to impose something here that I'm not telling you immediately.
That's so
Please.
mean.
Yeah.
Please don't end up stabbing Renshu.
It's what I would do if I was the DM.
Oh, God.
What are you doing? Some- Ow!
Ooh.
Fine, I'll stop. That was a disadvantage. Awesome.
Goddamn.
You fling the kunai down into the waters below, and you've hit something. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh shit, it's not Celerity, is it? How do I do damage?
Press the button that says damage.
Well, yeah, you make that sound like it's visible to me.
On the chat, where
Right
When
next
you
to the button
rolled
that you
kunai.
click for attack.
Oh.
so when you hit it, it'll
So
come up with
sorry.
a pop-up box, but it will also appear in the chat.
Oof.
Ah.
3
Three.
points of damage. Very good. Something has happened.
I'm so sorry in advance. I'm pretty sure I got you in the blood or something.
The temptation just to go, ow, anyways.
Yeah, same. Same.
I wouldn't recommend you doing it.
The siren that killed Yorick is going to make a dash action, cancelling their siren song, to go 60 feet up, bringing them to 30 feet below the surface. Whoops. That
Wrong way.
yeah, because so if you put in minus 30,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, there we go, it worked. But if you put in, so I found a thing, but if you put in minus 30 here, it thinks it's a calculation, and it minuses 30 from wherever it currently is instead of setting it to minus 30.
Oh, Foundry.
Yeah. All things that I'll get used to as the campaign goes on, I am sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be its turn, and we head over to Lorik, who is... They're just gonna hold an action to pull someone back aboard, because they can't see anything. Celerity, 30 feet below the waves. Siren grappling you.
I'd
What
like
are
to
you
try to
doing?
break free. I want
ahead.
to break free.
I want to break free. 9.
Still acrobatics.
Yes, acrobatics or athletics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have broken free of the siren's grapple,
I'm
but
going
still
to
30 feet below the waves.
I'm going to shoot up to the surface, full 30 feet. I'm not going to go up to where the ship is yet. I kind of
Okay.
want to hold my action until the siren is within range again.
I mean, there's another one in range right here.
I
Yeah.
know, but Renshu's got that covered.
Cool.
I feel someone at my back, so like...
Renshu is
sure it's
confused when someone appears next to him who he's never seen before. Another siren! Bang!
Seeing you
just
come up from
stare at you.
the water before you're able to take a breath, this siren is going to make a grapple check against you.
Me?
Yeah,
Fuck!
20 you have to beat.
I hate it here. Fuck.
And back down you go.
I just look at Renshu in the eyes and just go... "Brr."
Importantly, Renshu, as you are within 5 feet of this creature, as it dips below the waves, would you like to make an attack of opportunity? That's
Assuming with
yes.
Yes,
Still with
I'm assuming with
disadvantage, yes.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Nat 20, please.
Unless I'm going to be cheeky here. This is real cheeky. Can I wait until it's in between? It's dragged her down so that it's in between me and her, but still in range. So I get flanking. Or is that real cheeky?
Sure, so it's a straight roll.
Hey. Fuck. Rolled a
That's what you
6.
get for being cheeky.
I've rolled once above a 10.
You know when you go to like the public swimming pool and you're just like making waves with your arms, like, yeah, look at me, I'm cool. That's what Renshu is currently doing.
He's
Or at
trying.
least from Athena's perspective, who couldn't see far enough to see the siren individual anyway.
Could Athena have seen me as I tried to pop up above water, or is the fog?
Yeah,
closed?
she'll have seen you before
Okay.
like 2 blue arms come in from the fog and then you're gone again.
Ah!
The captain, unable to see any individuals now, is going to go, crap, we can't see anything and the ship's headed to God knows where. Brace! Boric is
Yay!
going
So
to
happy.
use his action to hold on to the ship, specifically the side fence post. Fuck, you know, I did all this research of like different parts of the ship and what they're called, such as the poop deck, the quarter deck, the hull, you know, main deck, all this shit. Didn't bother to ask what that bit that stops you from falling over is called.
The
He's gonna hold
railing.
on.
Railings.
Yeah, the railings, the guard railing.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe there's an actual name for them on a ship. I don't know.
No, there's not. No, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you
we
have
have a
experience in
certified-
this shit, don't you?
Yeah, just railings.
It's called a taffrail.
Haha! I knew there was a name.
Still a rail.
He'll grab onto the taffrail. Top of the round, Morrigan.
Dope. I'd like to use my movement to go here. And as I run past Athena, I repeat Renshu's words as I run past and go, "We're improvising!" And there's a super look of joy in her face in this whole chaos that's going on, and jumps into the water.
Oh, good.
Okay, so you're using an action to dash then.
No, that's 30. 30 to get here.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Roomy. Yeah?
Are you sure? You were here, right? Yeah, you're right. Damn.
I can't move there, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go.
because invisible walls. Only a dungeon master can pull you over. Alright, you're in the water.
Can I hold an action for a spell in case because I can only see like 10 foot away, right?
Correct.
Can I hold an action?
Yes, holding an action for a spell, just so you're aware, would burn the spell slot even if you don't end up casting the spell.
Oh, that's fine. I'm holding a cantrip anyway. Mind Sliver, please, would be the spell that I'm holding.
Alrighty.
And that's my turn.
Storic is going to reach his hand up and begin climbing up the deck. He doesn't have a fancy little axe to help him with this, but he's going to make an athletics check nonetheless. Oh, wow! 19! Storic flips up onto the deck and lands upon 2 feet, looking over at Lazarus before grabbing the taffrail.
Make a note, folks. Storic, we're keeping him. He's a forever companion for the rest of the campaign.
You got it.
Lazarus.
Storic has beef with Laz.
Which, for note, Storic is maybe 5'8". And he's looking at this 7-foot giant next to him.
With a dead siren next to a halberd sticking in its head.
Lazarus, you're up.
Yeah. Oh, it's my go. Yeah. Is this siren that's on like? Is it the bow? That at the front of the ship? Yeah. Is that still 30 feet under? Do we know? Actually,
You wouldn't know,
I
you
guess
can't
I
see
wouldn't
that
know.
far.
I can only see 10 foot, can't I?
Correct.
I'm probably just gonna look at the person next to me, and I think they're holding the side of the ship. I didn't know what they meant by brace, so I'm just gonna hold it as well.
All right.
Yep.
This siren, just out of everyone's reach, but you can hear where they are because they're still continuing to sing, is going to continue their song, making vision difficult beyond 5 feet. This one, which you're not. Oh, you are currently grappled, but by the other one, right, Celerity?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
It's
I'm
going
grappled by the
to-
one next to Renshu.
Is going to assist his friend now with the grapple, so that the next grapple check that is made will be done so by you with disadvantage. Straight roll for them, disadvantage for you. Seems fair, right? What? Or they could have advantage and you could have a straight roll. How do you want to play it?
Are you asking me if I'm rolling a acrobatics or athletics at disadvantage or straight?
Correct.
Okay.
So essentially, I
take
want to
the-
leave the option open to you of either they have advantage or you have disadvantage.
I'll go with disadvantage.
Okay.
It's bad either way.
I mean, you don't have to make it currently because they're just doing a help check for the next
Right.
roll that happens.
Gotcha.
Rest in peace, Yorick. We knew you well. Renshu.
I'm about to join him, don't worry.
So, obviously, can't see beyond 10 feet, but everything kind of happening in turn. Am I able to reasonably try and follow Celerity down? Like,
You know
give
they
chase.
went down, so sure, you can head beneath the waves.
I'm going to head beneath the waves and try and find the mass of Celerity and the 2 merfolk.
Make a perception check for me as you head below the waves.
Sorry, guys, I can make a
Dude.
new character.
Rolled a 7.
Don't see Celerity yet as you make your way down about 30 feet.
Okay.
And like, although you would now be like a 5-foot square away from Celerity, we'll see that like because of being unable to control exactly straight down, you're like maybe just out of sight of each other, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. In which case I can't reasonably attack, so that will be... I will ready in action. If a thing that I can confirm is a merfolk, i.e. not just a humanoid body, but if there's something that I can see that's a merfolk, I'm going to attack it.
Okay. Athena.
I can't see anything but Morrigan, can I?
And Lorik.
I don't care about him.
Oh,
No one ever
shit.
does.
Oh no!
Lorik puts his head down slowly.
And what am I going to do? Throw him overboard as fodder? Like, what do I care?
I mean, am I worth more to you than Lorik?
Absolutely.
I mean, Lorik is brothers to Boric, and Boric is pretty good,
please,
so...
Well, Boric was the other one. It was Storik that was
Yeah, it
pretty
was
good.
Storik.
Oh,
we're
Storik
interested
was
in.
pretty good, I apologize.
yeah.
Turns
So,
out none of them are brothers to each other. They just happen to have the same name.
I mean, we can keep Storik, but I could throw Lorik. Would that work? Would that work as distraction? Should I just yeet him?
Just cut him open so the blood like entices
Yeah.
them.
I'm just
You're
saying, but
horrible.
Surprise
way,
attack.
if they're not related, then I'm imagining the captain did a kind of Nick Fury sort of thing and just sort out people
Oh,
whose names
no.
ended in Auric.
Oh my god, absolutely.
I'm putting
Please.
together a team.
I'm guessing it would take too long to, like, take my rope out, tie one end to the boat rail, tie one end to me, and jump in.
We can say you can do that as an action.
Then that's what I'll do.
Alright, you tie it to the taffrail. And jump in you do. I put you in this square? Is that...
Please and thank you.
And that's 5 feet of movement. You've got 25 to go. What's the plan?
I'll swim in a downward direction, hoping to see something.
Alright, make a perception check for me. So you make your way 25 feet below the waves.
Sorry, it was a normal roll, right? Well.
Fuck.
You are unable to spot a celerity.
It's a little known fact, monks are usually just the least perceptive folk in the world.
Because they're not moving. If you don't move, they can't see you.
Yeah.
Yep, they're dinosaurs.
I've lost my sense to smell. My eyes are useless.
Oh no.
And with the siren off to the right of you, Lazarus, continuing its song once more, the fog grows in ever deeper as you find yourself unable to see even the hand in front of your face.
Ew.
That is where we're going to go ahead and take our break for this evening.
Ooh.
My hands are sweaty on the rails.
Will Celerity survive? Tune in.
So,
How long that break's going to be.
we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. A reminder to all folks, we are currently affiliated with diceroll.uk, which you can head over to diceroll.uk/ArcanaDND and use code ArcanaDND at checkout for 5% off your order. Again, this is not a paid sponsorship, this is just an affiliate link. But if you want to help support the campaign, you can do so via that. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes for those of you watching on the YouTube VOD. It'll be instantaneous. Boo-da-boo-da-boo. But yeah, for now, the adverts. Fuck. It's the first time, okay? First time in second campaign. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye.
Annika, thank you for throwing a box at Gregor. Wait, I'm not Snake! Why did I just... I've been conditioned! Oh my god! I'm leaving. I'll be right back. Somebody in chat reminded me of something. A fucking box? Fall off the bridge? Aww. Oh! What the hell?
Well, why did that happen?
MLG! Oh my god!
That's a stretch.
I like fire. Fire is cool.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not how fire works.
I hate you. Hold on. I feel like there's a dude up there still. Maybe not, but
I mean,
let's
I
just...
shot a guy, but there might be. Don't fuck up.
How the hell do I cook this thing?
You did. You pulled the pin. Well.
Welcome back, everyone. When we left off, our adventurers had succumbed to the fog that surrounded them, with Celerity 30 feet below the wave, out of sight of everyone. Lazarus bracing on deck with the others going overboard to try and find whomever they could. You hear a loud crack as wood begins to scrape against rock, and the ship begins taking on large amounts of water. The captain, you hear in the distant fog, "We've hit! We've hit!" Those of you still out in the water, as we are now technically out of combat, what are you doing?
Drowning.
We're out of combat.
Yes, technically.
Oh,
gosh.
Morrigan has got the battle high and would be swimming underneath the water to catch up with Renshu and Celerity.
My
Yeah.
Athena will
Completely
try to do the same
wild-eyed,
thing.
having a great time.
I
Maybe
would
not so wild,
be looking for people.
Yeah, same.
All three of you go ahead and make perception checks to see if you can find one another
but,
with
you know, we
disadvantage
suck.
now.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yes, please. Unfortunately, though you try and look around for any of those that you can, you are unable to find any of those beneath the waves. As you see and feel the waves sort of pull you back as the ship begins to sink below the surface, and its crew, including Lazarus now, being subjected to the waves.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm going to untie the rope from around my waist.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to just say that out loud real quick.
The rope, though, is still tied to the ship, so unfortunately, that rope is now lost to the ages as it sinks to the ocean floor, vast below you. What is everyone's plan as you now lie stranded, boatless, in the middle of an ocean?
Is there anything I can do at this time?
It's like, you're still grappled, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a contested grapple check at disadvantage, as we previously had mentioned.
Is it my strength or acrobatics as usual?
Acrobatics or athletics.
Disadvantage, you said?
Correct.
Eh. There it is.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, cruel world. New character, here I come.
So, what we're doing here is more of a long form thing now, as opposed to each turn. So I'll go ahead and let you make one more check here, and I'll roll again.
Disadvantage still?
Yep.
No.
Unfortunate. So, for
Can
those,
we
ahead.
roll another perception check if we're still underwater
sure, one more perception check each.
with disadvantage?
Correct.
Motherfucker.
How many is that now?
3 nat 1s today.
Unfortunate from Athena. Morrigan. As you find yourself adrift, here in the midst of what you still believe to be somewhere in Jeclia Bay, you find yourself paddling to keep yourself upright. Perhaps you head towards whatever direction you can find to try and get to land. First point of exhaustion comes in. What is your plan from here?
Die.
You're letting the water in?
No. I don't really have much of a choice, though. Also,
Sure.
I think you might have a loose wire on your mic. It's very staticky at times.
It is?
Is anyone else hearing that, or is it just me?
Yeah, I've heard it
Yes.
occasionally, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, great. That's not great, and it's not something I can fix midstream. So hopefully that doesn't show up on the recording. Oh, that's fucked.
Shrug. It only happens very occasionally, which is why I didn't mention it immediately.
It's also not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Oh, also one thing I forgot to mention is Rictus did all the amazing character art. You see,
Go
go check out
Rictus.
Rictus at Art of Rictus on Twitter.
He's
Thanks,
a good time
Rictus.
boy.
Yeah.
We are not C7, but thank you. So, as the first point of exhaustion comes in, what plans do you have to try and give yourself any hope of survival?
Do you want us to apply that to our own character sheets, by the way?
I mean, you can, but, like, it won't make a difference.
Oh, okay. Well, I've done it anyways, but it's fine.
Okay.
I guess, you know, as my lungs are going to presumably start burning from lack of oxygen, I'm eventually going to give up and go, oh, that random person I saw, the dead, and swim up to the surface and look for like a loose plank of wood or something to hold on to.
I think
You
Athena would do
find-
the same.
The
Wow,
two of
thanks,
you
Athena.
manage to somehow
Sorry.
find each other among this fog, and you find the floating, lifeless body of Yorick that you use to keep
Oh,
yourself
shut up.
above the surface.
Well, at least it's not Celerity, so, you know.
There's still time.
there's
Can I
still time.
try summon? I don't know if I can. So obviously, like the ship's going down. Then, I don't know where I am or where anyone is. Can I use this? It's called Divine Sense. I can detect strong presence of evil to see if there's any other thing around here that could be considered evil.
As you call upon your deity, asking for any sense of evil or good in the area that you are, you get no reply. They're left with just the silent, crashing waves.
Can I push for one more perception check using favored of the gods? Favored by the gods, I should say.
One
And
more.
add at disadvantage, obviously, and add 2d4 to it to see if I can find Celerity.
Oh, I'm assuming this is some sort of feature that you have, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. Then yeah, sure. One last chance.
I take it I can't call Lazarus to me to try and
I didn't
help
add
with the-
2d4 to that, but that's a 17.
Pog! Please.
Never mind.
Save me, God!
2d4? Is that right?
Correct?
Okay,
As
so
you call
20.
upon your own gods,
That's a soft
calling
20.
out to Secular, knowing that he be the beast that controls the sea. You dive deep below the waves, and you see but a single white thread that leads you further down, and as you clasp at the thread in the fog, you feel something, and you pull yourself up towards the surface, pulling whatever it is you have in your arms up with you. And as you reach for air, both you and Celerity gasp for air. Still stranded out at sea.
Sputtering water.
Hell of a journey we've had, huh?
Possible. Just kind of like lean back into Morrigan's arms and just kind of like, I'm tired.
Morrigan just yells out into like is the fog still about?
It is.
Renshu, you still braving, buddy?
Are
Do I
you
hear that?
underwater still, Renshu?
No, we resurfaced and are using the body of Yorick, remember?
Oh, yes, yes. You do. You do. You hear maybe 20 to 30 feet from you in a direction. You can't really tell which way is which as the fog obscures even the sunlight here.
Breathing. Morrigan. I got I look over to Athena. What was your name again?
Athena.
I've got the Tabaxi girl. Realizing that, Morrigan might not know who the fuck Athena is, so...
Valid.
Just a girl. Where's the big bastard?
I look over to Athena.
Athena will, yell, Lazarus!
Oh, and I'm just going to start trying to walk over to, or swim over to her.
He walks atop the water's surface. I am a
Jesus.
god.
Jesus.
Why don't you guys just walk on the water?
Come on,
Okay,
guys,
so you swim over. You're all now somewhat trying to share. Yorick's body is the only floating mechanism that you have. That's the second point of exhaustion eventually will creep in. Any plans?
We see anything? I'm assuming no, it's still...
Still deep, thick fog.
Alright, let's link up arms and just try and paddle. Try and keep afloat if anyone's starting to lose strength.
Gotta link up to whoever's next to me. Yeah, probably you, Athena.
will follow suit.
Let's pick a direction and go, huh?
Yeah, so I'm basically picturing us all still holding onto Yorick's body, but just arms looping between each other's arms, basically.
Just gonna whisper over to Athena. I dropped we lost the body for dinner. Sorry.
I honestly think it matters not at this moment, don't you?
Yeah.
As you paddle forward, for what seems like an endless amount of time, you hit your third point of exhaustion.
I guess the sea gods have decided that if we die here tonight.
Just can I have a look? Can we have a look around? Can I use perception to see if there's anything going on? Anything up?
Yeah?
Anything in the distance?
With each point of exhaustion, you guys can try things again.
Okay. So it'll be perception, won't it? Yeah. 15.
That would be a disadvantage, yeah?
Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. Let me do one more. Yeah, 15.
Alright.
15. Looking through the fog, you see faint bit of light off in the distance. Maybe 120 feet, maybe a few miles. It's hard to tell.
I'll be like, oh guys, over there, and I'll be trying to nod my head to not let go of any of you. Like, that light.
Is anyone not feeling strong enough to swim?
Getting there.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
like
know
we have
what...
a choice there, aren't you? Alright, how about we all head towards that direction, huh? Last one there's a loser.
Last
I
one there is dead, we might as well go.
I will swim over to Celerity and say, if you need help,
I will be fine, thank you.
I just nod my head, but I'm going to try and basically keep pace with Celerity so that they don't get left behind.
Gotta stay behind
nod.
Athena.
You all make your way towards the light. Your fourth point of exhaustion coming in before you even reach it. Your hit points maximums are now all halved.
Okay.
I mean, half of nothing is still nothing, eh?
You need us to do that?
No, I mean, it won't really matter. I just, also letting you know what exhaustion would normally be like.
Okie dokie.
But this is more just like a countdown before something happens, really. Like me letting the players know that is, but the characters, just trying to see if any interesting roleplay comes from this before, inevitable.
As we hit the 4th point of exhaustion, then how's Celerity looking? Since I said I was looking out for them.
Bad. They are. You can't see anything. Apologies, chat. We never got a chance to give you a description of Celerity, but they are wearing a clay broken mask that's gray over their face, and it only gives way to their eyes that glow a white that is tinted lilac. But even with their pupilless eyes, you can see tiredness and exhaustion, and their movements are sluggish, and they're very much starting to slow down.
Okay, I'm gonna say, roll onto your back.
Excuse?
Roll onto your back. I'm kind of stopped swimming and just doggy paddling next to her at the moment.
Uh-huh.
They will roll onto their back.
I'm going to, without explaining what I'm doing, kind of loop an arm over the torso and shoulder and basically drag them while they're kind of just trying to keep the head above water and basically try and swim with one arm now.
Sure.
You are kind.
No, really not.
If you were not, you would have saved yourself.
I don't respond and just focus on keeping my own head above water.
Which you do so for the next, what feels like an hour, before all of you feel that your strength is reaching its breaking point, and you reach your 5th point of exhaustion, now unable to move, and merely floating upon the ocean's surface. Your eyes grow heavy. You focus as much as you can on just keeping afloat, be that lead on your back, or otherwise the waves crashing you in random directions, before you all fall unconscious.
Morrigan looked like she was having a great time throughout this entire thing. It was super creepy about it. Even when she looked like she was about to die, was still smiling.
There was a very good meme just posted in our chat.
Uh-huh. Okay, give me a second here to look at people's character sheets.
Hey, don't look at that. That's my personal private business.
How do you all have the exact same modifier for your constitution? Like, what the damn? Alright,
Smile.
everyone make constitution rolls. Just a constitution check.
Normal or disadvantage?
Normal.
Oh gosh.
Safer ability check. Oh, damn. Natural 20 for me.
Lazarus and I rolled the same thing.
I see.
You're bringing me down with you.
Athena? Oh, you did? Okay. Are we missing anyone? Lazarus,
No.
Renshu, Athena, Morrigan. Okay. Morrigan, you are the first to awake. You find yourself still cold. Your clothes dry now, but you have been led down on a bench inside of a cold, dark room with stone walls. You look around you and you see Renshu, also on the bench beside you, and on another bench within this room, Athena.
Possibly also worth noting now that we're out of like combat and dying and such, like, and Renshu has lost his shirt. Would Morrigan potentially recognize the tattoos?
Would Athena?
Athena would.
Morrigan wouldn't, okay. But yeah, you notice the blue and red dragon tattoos snaking up Renshu's arms.
I mean, you will when you're awake, I guess.
Yeah.
Morrigan.
Are we in some sort of cell here? Asking DM, sorry. Maybe I should have done the accent.
Yeah. Possibly.
I guess the gods have granted me one more day. God bless them for that. Gods bless them. Morgan lost her own joke and then nudges nudges Renshu. Wakey wakey champ.
You are awoken, Renshu. It's worth noting none of you have exhaustion points anymore now.
Fuck.
What was that about? About the gods that you said? Because it seems like the gods just saved your life.
I look around disoriented and not really ready for this conversation. Where the fuck are we?
I don't know. And isn't that hilarious? Oh, what a great time we're having.
Sitting up properly this time, I'll just look at Morrigan and go, sure. Alternatively, God's put us in this godforsaken place and in the shipwreck, I say with a grimace. Or they had fuck all to do with it.
Sure. Morgan still seems to just be having a great time about this whole thing.
I'm going to walk up to the door, which I'm assuming is some sort of barred door, has a window in it or something.
It is. It is a wooden door, fairly strong wood at that, and presumably quite thick, with a single iron grated slot towards about a head height, and it appears to be locked.
I'm just going to, verify that just to make sure.
It is indeed locked.
Okay. I would just feel very stupid if none of us tried the door, so...
Yeah.
Locked, I say, turning around.
Athena, the gods have said this is your grave. Wakey wakey.
That's so intense.
And Athena will wake up and just look around, taking in whatever information she can find.
Hey, you're not in the ocean anymore. Count that as a blessing.
No kidding.
You do note that all of your weapons have been taken from you, as well as any spell components.
My hands, they're gone?
Yeah.
Shit.
Bitten off by sharks. No. Right, look, maybe I shouldn't have put both monks in the same room.
These chains on the walls, how vastly secured do they appear to be to the wall?
Have a tug and find out.
Okay, I'm going to give them a tug.
Make a strength check for me. You pull, and not without its own level of great strength, but it seems that these are well crafted and well fastened to the wall in which they reside.
I walk off in a strop.
Feeling the chain, though, you note that it is cold to the touch, as is the wall on the other side, unlike the wall to your east, west here, which has been warmed by the torch that you saw. There are several torch lights out that porthole of the doorway, so you can assume that there's warmth within this area, but outside is cold.
Okay. I'm going to walk back up to the door. Hello.
I thought there was more.
No, sorry, I just walked up to the door and I was
Okay.
going to see whether the other two wanted to roleplay too.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Morrigan is just sat next to like Athena, and she's trying as like Athena's probably just trying to wake up. How you doing there?
Just dandy, thank you.
Lungs full of water.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I can hear anything being called from outside of the door?
Sure. I'm assuming
know
you're
why
moving
I
up
said-
closer to the door then.
Yes, please. I don't know why I said perception when that is literally my worst.
You'd think cat's ears would help a lot more, but apparently not.
Yeah. In fact, the thing you will notice about Athena is that her ears are constantly moving unless she has them intentionally laying flat. Do
Pretty
I
good.
hear anything like our comrades calling out?
What you do hear is
Well, at least the oaf made it all out alive, but of course he would, wouldn't he?
Door's locked, I say.
Athena will... I'm not going to do it down the mic. I don't want to burst anyone's microphones, eardrums, or anything else, but she'll scream Lazarus to see if he responds.
he does. But you also hear another individual go, what?
That's
Lazarus, if
fine.
you'd also like to respond.
Athena? Where are you?
I'm over here.
Oh no. I seem to be stuck in a room. I look down. Is that a kitty box? Like a litter box?
Oh,
That's
no.
it. Okay, got it.
You've
I
been
think,
given a litter box. Wow.
I think we're in prison. No, I'm just gonna have a go at my door as well, see if it's open.
Well, you're up then. You see this maybe 5'7" tall individual, grey, scraggly beard, adorned in a full set of what looks to be steel armor, including the full helmet, which he's currently got lifted up just over the brim of his eyes.
Where are we, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, you're lucky enough to be in the barracks and jail here at Saltmarsh. I'd say a great deal better of a place than you were previously, wouldn't you?
Hey, Saltmarsh. That's where we were heading anyway. Trip well done.
We were on the voyage. We were on the Jade Serpent. Is there a reason why we're incarcerated?
Well, you can understand that strange individuals pulling up on shore can raise a few alarm bells, especially when said individuals don't have the necessary documents on them.
Of course. Is there a way that we may discuss this, considering our ship went under due to unforeseen circumstances?
He'll, almost as if this is a pain to him, raise his arm up and, scratch the back of his neck. Oh. And he'll call up to Lionel, they're awake. And you'll see another individual make his way down the staircase. This individual dressed in reasonably fancy attire with a leather long coat going down towards just behind the knees and a red shawl that he keeps around his neck. Yes, here I come. Right, boys. What have we got here, then? State your names.
Athena?
He nods. Looks over to Renshu.
First name fuck, surname you.
Right. I see. Well, it's not exactly the most welcoming thing that you should say to perhaps your savior now, is it?
It's not the most welcoming thing to wake up in a cell when I haven't committed a crime.
We don't know that, though. You can understand.
So
But-
guilty until proven innocent. Is that how we do it at Saltmarsh?
Where else would you suppose that we keep you, my boy?
Usually when the injured wash up on our shores, we take them to the infirmary.
Oh, you live a lavish life, I see.
Do I look like I live a lavish life?
Well, boy, let me just inform you that you'll not be finding any sort of infirmary here at Saltmarsh. You were given the best we could, and perhaps you'll be a little bit more grateful that we didn't leave you to the gulls.
Look, I don't mean to antagonize this conversation any further. However, I did arrive, or I hope to have arrived, with 2 compatriots that I am not able to currently see, and I wish to inquire as to their welfare.
Yes. Stonehorn, go get the other 2, and let these out of their cell for now.
Thank you.
And he'll head off for a moment. You can hear the clamoring of keys before he comes back and unlocks your cell for you. Lazarus, you notice an individual come down towards you, unlocks your cell and says, "Right, come on, out you come. Head down that way," and he'll point down towards this direction for you.
Well, thank you.
Did he express where he wanted us to go particularly, or is it just towards the desk we can see?
Just outside the cell door is where Lionel is directing you, so that you're not like in a cell, but you're still in his care currently.
Yeah, cool.
You'll hear a banging at your door, Celerity, which awakes you. Oi, come on, wake up. The others are
just-
already up.
They just see white eyes in an entirely dark cell.
Yes, very spooky. You're not the only one to be spooky within the cells. We get a lot of people. Get a move on. He'll
Just
usher you
tilt
out.
their heads
But he does
silently.
look somewhat aghast by it and is trying to play it off as cool.
They just tilt their head as they step forward, silent, and then moves forward. I cannot move that way.
Yeah, there's a wall here.
Is there? I don't
Yes,
see one.
very much is.
Moves this. Oh, there we go. Well, help.
I mean, you should just be able to go straight up. Why can't you go up? I'm
I
trying it as well. I understand the pain that you're...
Help!
Oh, I can't move you either.
Yeah, I'm stuck. Is it because of the door?
Has the server crashed?
I did get a message earlier that,
So did
I
I.
disconnected from the server, but
Yeah,
then
I
I've
mean-
seen stuff move since then. So
Yeah, I haven't gotten a message saying that.
No, me either.
yeah, I can move still.
Oh, I just got it. I have lost connection to the server, attempting to reestablish.
Weird.
Oh, but you have moved on the screen here.
I know.
Yeah.
I've moved multiple times. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties.
Uh-huh. They
Server says I'm supposed to stay and intimidate this man, so
Morrigan being left to her own devices and started reading through these papers on his desk.
I would have just gone
Are
to
you able
the
to
guy.
move, Durf?
Yeah.
Your guy can move. Why can't Celerity? Aha!
sob.
Uh,
Oh, what the? There's a wall there.
No,
Huh?
I'm aware, but no matter how much I try, no, you are not allowed in
Why
this
can
square.
he go up that way?
No matter how much I try, no matter how, like I watch. Right now, I am trying to place you on his portrait. It moves you there. No matter how much I try, Celerity is not allowed in that square.
That square is racist against tieflings.
So it would seem.
He's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought of that.
I have heard of me.
Lionel will make himself present. Oh, no. Okay, Lionel.
I can't go up on that row at all. I'm trying to go next to Athena.
You are next to Athena. What the fuck?
There we go.
Yeah,
I don't-
you're
We've
on
done
my
it.
screen.
We've done it.
Jesus.
You're in. Okay. Back to it. Ooh. I suppose some introductions are in order then, boys. I am Lionel Fairlight. I forget my own name sometimes. I am Lionel Fairlight.
Long day.
It certainly has been. Welcome, I suppose, to Saltmarsh. I'm a member of the council, and for the time being at least, I would ask that you stay within the city until we can figure out whom you are.
Can I
But
just say that? Sorry, go on.
other than that, I suppose you can be allowed to roam freely amongst the city. I shall let my guard know not to let you out of the limits, though. What business did you have here within Saltmarsh? You'll have inquisitive eyes towards you all, shifting gaze about every 1 to 3 seconds, so as not to affix himself to just one individual.
I wasn't joking when Morrigan was looking for these papers on this desk. She has been for this last the moment she left us.
Stop that this moment.
Our business is our own. I'm
Right.
leaning against a wall, not quite parked with the other three standing in front of me, kind of like intentionally staying in the back.
Well, your business will have to remain within Saltmarsh for the foreseeable future then, won't it? If you're not willing to be reasonable with me, then why should I be with you?
You see Renshu just smirk. Sure.
Mr. Fairlight. Hello, Lazarus here. So just to let you know, we sailed away from a place where you two used to be a member of the City Watch. Quite a prestigious sort of role, I know. No, I'm just here to travel. I'm here with my good friends, Athena and Morrigan. Not Morrigan, sorry. Celerity. We're just gonna hopefully have a little wander around and cause no trouble. We're just traveling, as I say. You can trust me as a member of the City Watch. I look at Athena. I sort of nod, saying, yeah, I did well.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, you hired the right guy. You're welcome.
It was a 12.
You can see that he raises an eyebrow at you, with one eye slightly squinted as he turns his head in your direction. You get the sense he isn't quite believing what you're putting down. Well, you're more reasonable to speak with than that one at the back. Saltmarsh is yours, but the weapons shall remain here for the time being.
Oh, I can't even have the halberd back.
No, you're in a city, town at that. We'd like to pride ourselves. What use would you have for it?
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
All right. I sort of like look over to Athena and Celerity and be like, hey, I did it. It's quite a good smile on my face.
If we are released, we shall take our leave and be gone from your hair, as it were.
Right, off you go then.
My
What is it
appreciations.
Morrigan has found that she's reading right here?
Nothing. He told you to stop. Did you not stop?
No.
Okay. 4 of you may leave.
One of you is getting
I
put
didn't
back in
hear
a
the same
cell.
stop. I was reading the shit out of this.
Okay, well that's how it happened, though. So 4 of you may leave. Are you affiliated with this one?
Brief acquaintances.
Yeah, as I say, used to be a member of the City Watch. He was a bit of a tricky one, but means no harm.
Right. Well, 4 of you are free to go. I will be keeping this one here for the time being.
What, who, me?
Yes, you. Stonehorn, lock 'em up.
What was it that I read in that time?
Oh, fuck.
Before the one next to me goes forward, I'd like to gently place a hand on their chest to keep them from moving. Not forcibly, but just a gesture of, please don't go forward.
Please don't... What, sorry?
This one that's underneath my character.
Yeah. What did you say, though?
I'm
Yeah.
putting a hand on their chest to gesture to them, do not move forward. Not in an aggressive manner, just in a please don't go forward sort of way.
Okay. They'll continue to, though.
I
Renshu,
will
meanwhile, has
apply
blocks.
force.
And
Okay.
Renshu has walked in front of Morrigan.
As
It
in
would seem-
facing Morrigan or not?
Yeah, currently
Morrigan?
facing Morrigan, but
Okay. Would seem 2 of you wish to stay here, then.
I'm unsure what offense I've made for you.
Those documents are private, and they contain just inlet and outlet of recent prisoners.
They do not mean any harm. They are just stupid. Sticky-fingered. Do not mind them.
In response to the applying of force, go ahead
It's
and...
just a keep them from moving forward to get to Morrigan sort of thing.
Okay, but they still
an
want
injury.
to, because this is their barracks, not yours.
No, I get it.
So if you could make a contested strength check... Oh no. Fuck. You are able to keep this elderly, though buff, soldier individual in place, to which he doesn't look the happiest, and will draw his spear.
Leo, what's the village that, what's the actual name of the village Athena's from? Because I can only remember the Amedia jungle.
See, we never came up with that, and I hope that it would never come up until, later on in the campaign, so we'd have time to come up with
You
that.
shipwrecked us and left us in the middle of a prison. We got no choice, buddy.
your village was called Village.
Done.
Village the Village. In the
Mr.
Amadio jungle.
Did Storic make it?
Mr. Fairlight, in all appreciation of your your standing and understanding, I ask that you send word to the village that I am from and ask for confirmation from 1 second, I just need his last name.
Mezzo,
was-
yes, I've heard of it.
From I haven't got his last name though. From Darian, the leader of the village. He will confirm the Jade Serpent's business and will confirm we mean no foul play. I understand that the crew that was hired was not necessarily in the best standing. However, if you would release them unto me and my responsibility, I would appreciate being out of your hair.
It's all very well and good, except for the fact that you were a stowaway.
On my father's boat.
Not
Do you
your
want to
crew.
get out of here or not? I will leave you here. It is no skin off my nose.
Morrigan has dropped the papers now. I didn't realize it was such a big fucking issue. It's just a bunch of boring names anyway.
The Jade Serpent.
It was the
If you'd
Jade Serpent, wasn't it?
kindly all return to your cells, now that we have a better understanding of whom you are, you'll be having a more extended stay here.
Can I cast Charm Person on him?
Does it have a component cost of some sort?
Oh shit, I don't know.
If you look in the actual spelled information, it should say what it requires.
No, it's
Like
verbal and
both.
semantic. Cool. Yes, you can.
Listen, okay, this is just all a big misunderstanding. All right, I'm sorry I read your papers. I'll leave them alone from now on. And I cast Charm Person.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll that in the chat so I can see what the save needs to be.
You have a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. But because I don't know the DC, if you go ahead and click that into the chat so I can see what it needs to be.
What?
Just
Spell
click
Same
DC.
way you
the.
use
Isn't it
anything.
just 14? Or do I have to make it?
So there'll be a
Possibly.
dice symbol that will appear next to the charm person on the left-hand side if you hover over it.
Okay.
And then that should also use up the spell slot. If I click him and then do it, that should roll his for. Yeah, so good. As I said, into the cells. He rolled a 16, sorry, bud.
Damn.
Yep, now you know what it felt like to be Fridge.
I'll
Lovely, dude.
just put a kind of, sorry buddy, hand on Morrigan's shoulder with my right hand, and I'm going to try and like move kind of in between the desk and them, like kind of leaning against the desk, and left hand I'm going to try and grab that inkwell that is on the desk.
Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Yeah, thank you. Not great, but we'll take it.
I have 2 perception rolls to make here, so if you give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
They don't notice.
Okay, I'm just gonna like then turn so that it's in between me and Morrigan, so out of their line of sight. Nice
Alright.
try, bud.
Morrigan is out again. Has still got that smile on her face, like she's still super enjoying herself.
I'm then gonna kind of under my breath just turn my head and just say, "For the record, I fucking hate you."
At this point, are any of you even making attempts to go towards cells?
No,
Seriously
Lazarus still
debating.
thinks he's free to go. He's going to start making his way past.
You'll be stopped by Lionel Fairlight as
Okay,
you
right.
try to do so.
I'm gonna give Celerity a look. Does it look like she wants, as they want to like bounce, or are we gonna sit this one in? Like, what's the vibe I'm getting off them?
They are interested in leaving, however, they would not do anything that would put you in danger, so as your leave.
Can we see anyone else, or is it just the two of them?
It is just the 2 of them, but looking at them and the fact that they have weapons and they seem to be experienced in combat, looking at their physique and battle scars that they have, and you are all weaponless, granted 2 monks. Take
Not
from that what you
entirely
will.
weaponless.
No, you have an ink pot.
That's
The,
not what I meant, but sure.
How long would this extended stay last? I have things to do.
Don't we all? But until we can find out what your purpose was aboard the Jade Serpent, stowaways or not, we can't have smugglers just roaming free about our city.
We'd be smugglers if we don't have anything to smuggle. This is outrageous.
If you were aboard the
Like-
Jade Serpent,
And I don't like your tone.
fuck it, I've had enough of this. Get in your cells right now, or I will fucking kill you. It's as simple as that.
You're not gonna kill us.
What can we do to win your favor?
He draws his short sword at this point. You can get in your fucking cell. This is your last warning.
Rightly so. Okay. And Lazarus is just going to walk towards the cell.
Okay, dope. And the rest of you?
Didn't realize reading papers caused you such offense. Sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Sir. We'll head back to my cell, sir.
I think
She says that
grinding.
really sarcastic and backing up with a big smile on her face.
I think grinding her teeth, Athena will follow suit then.
Give a glance at Renshu before heading back to my cell silently.
For what it's worth, smugglers or no, I'm just an enforcer. Protection.
Doesn't absolve you of anything. You
Don't-
guys are really shit at this. You know that?
Am I? Look, criminals, smugglers, whatever. I'm just doing a favor for an old man that did me a favor a long time ago. Didn't do any criminal activity on the boat. And I really don't want to have to do any criminal activity if you're going to keep us locked up there.
Till I can be sure that you are not a threat to the citizens of Saltmarsh. I need to know who the fuck you are, why the fuck you're here, and why you think you can just have free reign of my fucking barracks.
She was dropped on her head as a baby, so
Granted,
I say
but
with a
also-
smirk.
And he'll look over towards Celerity's cell. The goal to be able to stop one of my soldiers from fulfilling their duties. You can understand my now skepticism.
I can understand that you've got major small penis syndrome.
Yeah, that's canon. You hear Morrigan giggling from herself.
He'll spit off to the side and walk closer to you. Say that again. I fucking dare you.
No,
I-
I shouldn't have did him.
I just jut my chin out and go, I think you're very, very insecure.
He's going to make an unarmed strike at you.
I would like to try and do an unarmed strike with him with the inkwell to his face then.
Sure, both at the same time.
Yep.
Well, how does unarmed strike work? I don't normally use that on NPCs, but I'm not trying to fucking kill you guys here.
drag it from my character sheet onto his character sheet as a weapon, and I think it does less damage if they're not a monk. But I can you or I can quickly look up how much damage it does if you're not a monk.
Where is it on your character sheet?
In my
it's-
inventory.
It's classed as a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. But that'll do like the right attack roll, and it's just the damage side of
Yeah,
things.
the damage should just be 1 though for non-monks, shouldn't it?
1 plus strength modifier.
Okay, well he rolls a 9 against your AC, which ain't gonna hit, so we're all good.
Yeah. And then do you want me to just do an unarmed strike for my attack?
Yes, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Serious.
4th nat 1 of the fucking session.
Get them out. Get them out now.
As you go to clobber this ink well over his head, he'll just lift his hand up after, like midway through his attack, and stop your arm. Get
Can
in the
we-
fucking cell, or I will slice you open where you fucking stand. Can you not understand that? What do you not understand about the fact that I'm going to cut you the fuck open?
Renshu, do as he says right now. It really ain't a big deal.
I just say with a smirk. All right. And then I'm gonna. Do I still have the inkwell in my hand?
Yes?
I'm just gonna drop it on the floor so it smashes open.
Sure, he is pained by that, but
Just know, I really didn't give a shit about Saltmarsh. Now, I think I'm gonna be staying a while. I'm just gonna duck into the cell.
Alright,
Being a pain in
Stonehorn.
your ass sounds like a fun way to spend my weekend.
And Stonehorn will close and lock up your cell before making his way around towards where, why do you have the wrong fucking name in all of the tokens, man? Fixed. There you go. Over towards Lazarus's.
Thank you.
You're sort
I do
of,
apologize to you both. I didn't realize that tiny balls out there would get so offended by me reading papers that were on his desk openly.
Save it, I say. Sitting down on the bench.
Athena's
What was
just
it that
gonna
Morgan read, by the way?
pacing
just
back and forth.
like prisoner in and out logs.
It doesn't have nothing of interest.
Yeah. Yeah, so well done.
Quick question before
Yes.
this gentleman leaves. Are these doors like solid? There's no looking through them at all, or they're like slots, grates?
So it's like solid wood most of the way, and then like about head height, there's like a small little semicircular section of iron grate that is visible through.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to stick my hand through it or anything.
Up to about your elbow at most.
Okay. I just stare.
He moves onward, and you'll hear like a slight chat, like, "Ah, man, what's even up with these guys? Like, we could have just left them on the beach. Maybe we should have. Yeah, fucking. You know what? They're like the other side of Jeklia. All fucking smugglers, all assholes. You know what? They were free to go. They were free to go, and then they're part of the Jade Serpent, so, you know, we have to deal with that. Anyway, I'll go see what the council has to say, and we'll see any of you that are looking out. Lionel heads off. Braddock goes back behind the desk.
So you really need to learn how to keep your fucking mouth shut, I say, jutting my chin up at Athena.
I didn't know it'd be such an issue. Never
You didn't
has
think
been
that
before.
confessing that you work for a criminal empire wouldn't be such an issue.
I what now?
You do know what your father does for a living, right?
He runs the city.
Sure, that's cute.
And Lazarus here on your list.
No, because this is more whispered. It would just be the ones in their cell, unfortunately.
That's right.
You will hear a somewhat louder speaking voice than normal, Athena, as Celerity calls out, Athena, give porядка.
Athena will yell back, yes, Celerity, I'm fine. Just contained, and I don't like it.
At ease, we will get out.
It was supposed to be one simple fucking job.
It's never that simple. So you're the pup of Darian, huh?
What does it have to do with you?
Nothing, I'm just interested.
She's the queen bee, a little princess. Probably hasn't ever seen the inside of a cell. Say with a smirk.
It's good
Athena's
fun,
just-
isn't it?
Just going to ignore him.
As cells go, this isn't so bad. We've got our own little hole there. So how is it Darian's young pup has found her way into a cell then?
I think you find I was on a ship and we got shipwrecked. Same way as you, isn't it?
Sure, but then you said your pup's name, and he still felt the need to put you in a cell.
Yes, I don't quite understand the quandary of that one either.
Already told you, your father's not as good
I
at two
don't have
shoes as
to
you said,
believe
so.
the words of someone I met yesterday.
Oh, if I had popcorn.
I'd wager I know your father a damn sight better than you.
I would wager you are not wrong. Care to rub it in my face some more? I didn't think so. And Athena will go down, sit in a corner and curl up around herself.
You think that's supposed to make me feel sorry for you? I'm afraid I'm not one of your servants.
I don't give a damn what you think.
I'm gonna stand up. Hey, guard.
You hear stepping up from a stool and walking over towards the cell. All right.
Do you mind if I train while in here?
Do what you like.
Thank you. I'm gonna start knocking on the door, like quietly with my index finger, trying to work out where the hinges are and where the like lock bar is, unless I can already see them, in which case I won't bother with that bit.
Morrigan seeing this, can I go over to Athena? A sec. If I can move, there we go. And sit cross-legged down in front of her. Are you interested in fortune tellings by any chance?
God, it's...
Rubbing her temple, Athena will just... What? Is that relevant right now?
Not particularly, but we've got a lot of time to kill.
You would know, I suppose.
Oh, bless me. I couldn't get to mute in time. Sorry.
You were
Didn't
muted
hear
on
it.
Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, stream.
I've already forgotten the question, sorry. What was it, Dave?
Are you interested in fortune tellings? Because I can do one for you. I'm speaking loudly, trying to make it so that the gods can't hear what's going on with Renshu here.
Sure, knock yourself out. Whatever you like.
Give me your palm. Oh, have I got my bone runes? DM?
No.
That's fine. I can do one without one. Give me your palm.
Here.
Morrigan, like she did with Renshu, runs her fingers across the lines in your palms.
The fur?
The fur. Yeah.
And the beans.
She seems to be in deep concentration. She's muttering something under her breath as she does so. And seeing as I don't have my bone runes, I'm going to say that I can only do you one. But beacon or torch, a beacon of light during your darkest of times. How fitting. This may be your darkest of times.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
Well, regardless of what your darkest of times is, there's light at the end of the tunnel, says the gods. Whatever path you have chosen, the gods approve.
Well,
You keep going forward, and they'll reward you with whatever it is you want.
not that I need their approval, though I thank you for the lightening of the mood.
Renshu, go ahead and make an investigation check.
A 19.
Pog.
All or nothing with you, innit?
Yeah.
Fairly easily you can discern the location of the hinges, which are exterior to this room, but you can get an idea of where their height would be, and you understand that the locking mechanism that holds this door is a little bit more intricate than would normally be used to.
Okay. So basically what I'm trying to identify is what would be the best brute force point to strike if I was going to strike somewhere repeatedly. Also, does the door open into the cell or out of the cell?
Out.
Okay, good.
Probably around the lock.
Okay.
You were gonna splinter the wood around the lock to break through that way.
Okay.
One way or another.
I'm then going to just kind of close my eyes, put my hand to that area of the door, like knuckles against it, and then just start doing a breathing exercise while bringing my arm slowly back towards the door. And after a few repeats of that, of just kind of almost, getting into some sort of headspace, I'm going to start punching the door just fairly slowly, but like punching through the door essentially. He said I could train. That's how I'm training.
He did. As you make your first punch, go ahead and make a strength check.
Nice.
Another 19.
Okay. I mean, it's good. You punched the door real fucking hard, but it's a solid wood door.
Yep. I'm not necessarily trying to actually like break the lock or anything. If that happens, that's a bonus, but Renshu is basically, he would have done this against like trees and such like in the past. Wood is preferable to stone if you're going to be conditioning yourself, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so he's basically going to keep at that until something interrupts him.
Something interrupt him.
He will be in the middle of prepping his next punch then, and then he'll open his eyes, annoyed. You said I could train.
Said you could train, that doesn't mean you can punch the fuck out of the door.
You worried I'm going to break it?
No.
Then what's the problem here?
Punch the bench, not the door.
No,
The
let him
bench.
work. He's fine.
The bench is on the floor. The door is upright.
So take the bench, put it upright.
Look, some guys know how they want to train, alright? Let's just let them do it. I'm going to cast Charm Person again.
Okay. What was that, wisdom, right?
Wisdom 14, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He can train how he wants.
Thank you.
Keep doing your thing.
Well,
I go back to like folding my legs and sit next to her. Ariana, that is. Like, and now we just wait for him to do his thing,
Yeah.
and then we fucking Christian Bale out of here and wink at it.
Who?
Athena?
No. Who's Christian Bale?
Oh, right.
It's Biston Kale.
I know him.
yeah, famous theatre actor. I'm
Brother
going
of
to
your-
resume.
All right.
Although, admittedly, I think Charm Person only lasts an hour, so get to work.
Do you say that to Renshu?
Yeah.
He'll just go, punch it one more time, exhaling as he doesn't, just go, and you couldn't have charmed him, just open the fucking door. And I'm going to punch with my next arm, or next hand.
It's a very good point.
This is a very, very good point.
Well, that wouldn't be fun, though.
And yeah, it's probably not going to be super peaceful in the cell, because every couple of seconds you're just going to hear the loud slam of fist against wood and a kind of shout of like
Not those
exhaling
images.
energy through the door.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Oof, oof, oof.
After about 5 minutes has passed, because eventually you will get through this door. That's how doors work. That's how punching works. Eventually you will get through. After about 5 minutes, you've considerably frayed the wood around the area of the lock, and with your next punch, your fists, having gained a certain level of callus from this training in the past, but not having done so to a fucking solid door for this extended period of time, have gained a certain bloodiedness to them, and you take 1 point of damage. but you do manage to break through the door.
Can I break through it to the point where it doesn't fully open, but I can like feel like the lock is broken?
Sure.
Cool. Then I'm gonna leave it closed for now and just go. Right. Now we have our moment.
All right. How about the other two? Do you care enough about them for us to help them out? That question is asked towards Athena.
And why would you even be willing?
Well, he told me my they told me my fortune and said that I should look out for other people. I say with a clear kind of sense of derision towards everything I just said.
Clearly.
I'm just here for a good time.
Yes, well, I can't say the same thing can be said of him, now can it? I tried to get us out of here. All very amicable. Does the means matter as long as you are free?
I'm just gonna Renshu's trousers have like wrap around the kind of shins and ankles. He's gonna start undoing one of those and then start wrapping that around his knuckles and then his forearms, basically building the hand wraps that he has in the artwork. You really are delusional, you know that.
Which one?
I just smirk and don't respond to that one.
I can't believe we went from 1 junior to 5.
All right, let's see where this next chapter takes us. Morrigan opens the door and heads in, just walks out like he owns the place.
I was gonna wait until the guard fell asleep again, but okay, fine. I say, finishing up my other hand wrap and then following out.
Athena will do slightly differently. She'll hang back for a moment, allowing them to be the distraction. And as soon as they're engaged with whoever intercepts them, she'll make her way to the other cells, probably to Celerity first, knowing that she's more capable than Lazarus when it comes to crunch time. They are more capable.
You can see that this individual currently has his feet up on the table. He sees you coming out and gives like that sort of upwards nod sort of thing. Goes back to reading whatever he's reading.
Hey, buddy, what's your name, by the way? I missed that. I'm very sorry. It's very rude of me.
Sorry, I did not mean to close the door.
Craddock, Stonehorn.
Craddox. It's a great name. Craddox, well, we've been called to trial early. If you could release these other people for us.
Sure,
And we'll
you're a good friend, and he tosses the keys towards you.
Excellent. You're a
He's
wonderful
charmed.
friend.
What else is he going to do?
As you turn around, Morrigan, you'd notice that like Renshu had followed you out, hands ready to, get into fisticuffs, and they just kind of drop, and he just kind of gives you a "what the fuck" look.
I give a shrug. I was like, "This is just how it is." And I go to open the other doors, but I don't know where the other doors are. Is there one? There's one over here, right? Aha! Here they are.
Is this a like banister or a railing to this staircase, or is that like a wooden bit of wall?
Yeah, that's stone wall specifically.
No, this bit here, sorry. Or is that still stone wall?
Hang on, let me come back to your... Oh, that bit is like just an affect of the asset that was used, and it's just like those are just 2 bits of step that continue upwards.
Okay,
There isn't like a railing
so
in that
this-
square specifically.
So you could walk through that square, basically.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna like basically hide behind this wall in case anyone comes downstairs.
Cool.
May my door be unlocked, please.
He just walked to the doors.
I have unlocked. I just unlocked Lazarus's one first.
Oh, okay. So you just passed by me.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
wait.
Oh,
Fuck you too, then.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Come on, we're leaving. Let's go. Yeah, you too, creepy. Let's go. Up and at him.
They've been sitting on like the bed bench thing, just in a meditative pose, and you slowly see like the turning of glowing eyes in the dark.
I'm kind of into it. Come on, quickly.
All right, I'm
How-
gonna guess you haven't
How
managed
did you guys
to.
get out? What?
I'm
Oh,
guessing
let us go.
didn't manage to hypnotize everyone in the jail. I say to Morrigan.
No, just that one.
Then
We
maybe
need
we
to-
proceed with a degree of caution.
We need to get our weapons first before we leave.
Weapons can be rebought. Is there anything that you desperately need?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
A true
give me-
fighter
give
is
me a
their own
second.
weapon, I say, muttering.
Excuse
If
me,
you'd
sir.
like to get out of jail cells without breaking down doors repeatedly, very loudly, I have tools for that. So if you do not mind.
Sorry to bother you on your break again, but
Yeah,
we could
what's
do
up,
with our
friend?
we could do with our equipment back.
Oh, yeah, no worries. It's in the chest back here, and you'll point to these chests.
You're an absolute star.
Yeah, you know me, right?
Yes, I do. I start. Yeah, I'll take bags out, start throwing them towards people.
Hey, buddy, can I ask
I
you
assume
a
they have
favor?
name tags on them.
Yeah, what's up?
For this instance, yes, they do.
They have name tags even though they don't know our names yet.
Yeah.
At
Hey,
one,
can you-
cat two.
Can you do me a favor?
What's up?
When Tiny Dick up there comes back and works out that we're all gone, just really stress the fact that we didn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. And we could have, because that arm of yours seems a bit messed up. I gestured towards the one that he struggled to reach behind and scratch his neck with before.
I mean, sure, it hasn't been like my old fighting days, that's for sure. Well, I suppose I could relay a message for a bunch of friends.
Yeah, just say, don't mess with us. We won't mess with him or his city.
Sure thing.
The gods smile on you, friend. You have a good night now.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll be seeing you around.
I'm on
Hopefully
back.
not.
I'll be
Morrigan
back.
says under her breath as she leaves.
So you all heading upstairs?
Yep.
It's a daisy.
I don't own a token with any vision. Oh,
Oh, whoa.
oh
That's
hi.
the fucking barracks. What the fuck did you expect?
No.
Fight.
I don't know if it makes any difference to marching order. Do you want us to like put ourselves in the order we were coming up the stairs?
Do you plan on fighting this?
Cheese it!
Not especially, but I
Scatter.
might plan on running.
Okay,
We
then
know.
yeah, marching order, please.
Right, I was at the top of the stairs.
I was right behind him.
I think I was nearly last, but not quite last.
I was last.
How's that then? We all happy with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Well, for the second time tonight,
Bum bum bum.
let me create a
We're not
combat.
being violent. You don't need to re-roll initiative. It's fine.
You just broke out of jail.
Calmly.
That makes all the difference. Alright, everyone roll initiative.
There's a lot more guards than are currently on the map.
Oh, I fucked it up. Give me a second,
You
give me a second.
sure did.
Whoops. Everyone roll initiative.
There's still a lot more guards than are on the map.
I'd already rolled. Do I have to
So
re-roll?
many guards. Are they outside? Oh my god.
Okay. Right.
I think we get it. Jesus. Oh my
Alright, I
god.
guess we're staying in the cells tonight.
By the way, Leo, there's a button on the combat track. I know you're possibly doing that to make a point, but there's a button on the combat tracker in the top left that allows you to roll for all NPCs at the same time.
I added sound effects, man.
Okay.
I already rolled. Do I need to roll again?
I was going to say I rolled better the first time than the second
Yeah.
time.
I
What
rolled
was
14.
everyone who did roll the first rolls? You were 14,
19.
Athena?
Yeah, 14. I didn't even roll the 9.
No,
I
I
rolled-
did.
I rolled a
once
19.
Everyone had rolled. I just went through everything that hadn't rolled and rolled. You had a 19, Renshu. Let me update that.
Dare you.
Anyone else that rolled beforehand?
I totally got a nat 20.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's just a hit and roll. It's fine.
Sure.
Like it matters.
No.
As you make your way up the stairwell into the main barracks area here within Saltmarsh, the first of you up, Renshu, the back of your head is spotted by none other than Lionel Fairlight, who is currently sat at his table. Ah, fuck it. And he draws his sword and he screams, "Jailbreak!" For his turn, at the beginning of this combat, he is then going to use half movement to get up from the chair. Go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 down to that square. Oh no, he would be a half movement. Well, he'll dash. Make it 30, and then 30. That'll be his turn. Let's see, that guard is in there. Having heard that, half movement to get up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 with the dash.
I thought we would just walk out of here and be fine. No, it would be all right.
Renshu.
I'm going to put my hands out, just like, look, jailbreak, yes. You're not particularly happy with us, I get that. You can fight us. You'll probably win. We might take a few with us. Or we can talk this through.
I gave you that fucking option.
You really didn't.
I really did.
You antagonized us and jailed us right from the first start. You could have,
You were unconscious.
not
We
looked
didn't
us
know-
up in the first place.
Does anyone else want to speak instead of him? Anyone?
Yeah. You said I could go earlier.
I did. But then you have to understand that when you have just stated that you were aboard a smuggling vessel, known in this land for its smuggling, something we're trying to fucking crack down on, you don't think that we'd have just a couple of extra questions that we want to ask you?
How about this?
Figure
How about
out
this?
fucking something. You are done talking.
No, I'm not done talking.
You are done
Listen,
talking.
I'm either going to walk over there and punch your fucking gob out, or you're going to listen to me talk. Now, listen. We can either talk about this like fine gentlemen, come to an arrangement, we can work for you, or we can leave your city and never look back. I don't give a shit about Saltmarsh. Or we're going to fight our way out of this, and it's going to be bloody. You're probably going to win, I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be bloody.
Yeah, you think? There's like 30 guards posted here. You're in a city, my guy. Of course.
And I
you're
don't
gonna
want to
fucking-
be anymore. I want to walk free. I want to go about my business, go wherever the fuck I want, far away from this shithole that doesn't even have a fucking apothecary or healers or anything.
We have those.
Then you didn't use them.
What do you mean we didn't use them?
Your guard literally said the reason we were in a cell is because you didn't have a healers to heal us up when you found us on the beach. So now you're a liar as well.
Yeah.
At least I've been honest with you the whole time.
Jesus fucking Christ. He'll point to Morrigan. Can you explain to your dumb shit friend that we don't keep apothecaries on a fucking beach?
Listen, to my dumb shit friend, they don't keep property on the damn beach.
But
Well,
they
hey,
never
listen.
put us in a jail cell. That is what you treat the guilty as. I am an upstanding citizen of the law back home,
Yeah,
and
you're
I've
really
been treated
fucking
like
acting
dog
like
shit.
it. You're really
agree.
fucking acting like
I
it.
don't
Listen.
I don't
we
approve
were
of your
going-
authority. You haven't even proven to me that you're part of the city watch. You could be a bunch of bandits for all we know. We haven't even seen a single sign to prove that you are who you say you are. We don't even know we're in Saltmarsh.
This is all over the top. Like, we're all pissed off because I read some papers that wasn't supposed to be read, all right? I apologize for that. Can we all
Apology
start
accepted,
start
but
again? Let's all start
ultimately-
again.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Ultimately, that wasn't the reason that we're about to slice your fucking throats if we don't all calm the fuck down.
You
The
are
problem
one
is-
who
Put my hand on
raising the
Renshu's
voices here.
shoulder and be like, calm down a sec.
I mean, Renshu doesn't have his fists up ready to fight. He's got them out like, I don't want to fight.
Right, okay.
Fair, and that's why currently I'm not immediately
Yeah.
continuing combat with the whole 6 seconds of talking rule thing. You have to understand, from our perspective, we have orders to seek out said smuggling ships, such as the Sea Ghost, such as the Jade Serpent, and when you say, verbally, I ain't even that mad about the paper thing. Right, I'm a little bit mad because you're in a fucking jail cell, you shouldn't have the goal for it, but fair enough, you got the balls on you. But to say that you came from a fucking smuggling ship, you have to understand that we have some questions that we would want answered before we let you out into the city full of civilians that aren't armed and aren't used to combat. It's just a fucking fishing town, for Christ's sakes.
There we go. Now we found some common ground. Ask
We
questions.
had that. I asked you all to step back into your cells so that I could figure out where to go from this. Y'all reluctantly refused, so I got a bit more forceful, as is my job.
Completely understandable, sir. Completely get it. But now that's all in the past. Let's talk about the future.
The past, currently, is that you just broke out of a fucking jail cell.
Which shows we were resourceful.
resourceful. Because we're fucking good at our jobs.
Make
Which
a
means that we'd be
persuasion check,
great.
PB.
Much better to be on your side than against you.
Oh wow.
Boom! 20, not natural, but still.
Okay.
Soft 20.
It's all coming up, Renshu. Listen, sit down at the table. Guards can just, look at the doors. He'll put his sword away. Join me, if you will. We'll fucking sort something out.
Thank you.
And you see
Again,
how
Morrigan
apprehensive
has
the
been
guards will.
completely entertained by the whole thing.
I will walk over to one of the guards and just go, if it makes you feel more comfortable, and I'm going to pick up my hand, take my hand off my belt and hand it to them.
Hell, one more time? You're going to take your what off your belt?
Take my hand axe off my belt and just hand it to them.
I
Just be
thought
like,
you
if
said
it makes you
take your
feel...
hand off your belt, and I was like, oh
No,
yeah,
I
he
hand
feels
them my
a little bit
hands.
safer.
Hold my hand.
Yeah, I hand them my hand axe. Obviously, they don't know in universe that I'm a monk, so I'm like,
No.
if it makes you feel more comfortable, here's my weapon.
It shouldn't, but
And then I'm going to sit down here.
Are the rest of you coming to sit?
Morrigan is sat right next to the guard captain.
Probably wouldn't sit, would probably stand, but would be next to the table.
Yeah, I'll stand next to Athena.
Let's try this again. From the top. Breathe, Lionel, breathe. You can see that, he has got grey hairs. It's salt and pepper beard that he's got. You can visibly see new greys coming in. He
I was going to say
have
that
to fucking deal with this shit.
the most surprising thing is he didn't have any grey hairs before when we first met him. Absolutely fine. Now he's salt and peppered.
I am Lionel Fairlight. Welcome to Saltmarsh. You are under suspicion of being aboard a known smuggling ship that has been smuggling goods owned by the King of Kioland himself and his royal family. What say you?
These three were stowaways, so they don't play any part in what the ship's activities were. I say, gesturing to the three behind me.
Yes, and
Celerity
this one...
raises their hand.
We'll get to you. Just one moment, please. This one, pointing towards Athena, claims to be the daughter of the person whom owns the ship, and, by our logic, said smuggling rink, or at least a portion of it. What say you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course.
No, to tell them the truth, I told them in the cell who the sort of person their father was. They had no idea.
He looks Athena up and down with the copious amounts of gold and gold ruby jewelry that adorns them. Uh-huh. And you. When you're in any kind of private or public establishment, what possesses you to think that you can just fucking read whatever is lying about?
Morrigan is like got her elbows on the table with her hands under her chin, looking at him. What have I done? Okay, fine, I didn't realize, but no one told me no.
No one told you yes.
But no one told me no.
I could punch you right now. Because no one
You
told
could.
me no. No one told
You
me no.
totally
No
could.
one told me that I couldn't punch you.
And you totally could.
At this point, one of the guards is going to put his shoulder on, his hand on Lionel's shoulder and be like, no, I wasn't going to. Listen. How long do you plan on staying in Saltmarsh, and why are you here? Not all at once now.
Well, honestly, I'm just following Athena here. Just to
Athena?
protect her. Yeah.
Right. Okay, we have a name. Athena. Welcome to Saltmarsh.
She gave you her name before.
You can understand I wasn't in the right mindset to really give a fuck.
They just blink.
I'll pose my question once more. Why are you in Saltmarsh?
Well, my name is Morrigan, and I'm here in Saltmarsh to extend my business. You see, I'm a fortune teller. Do you need your fortune told, by the way?
No. I can see
Well,
it already. Bleak.
Not necessarily. It really depends on your outlet.
Bleak.
Oh my god, completely missing the point.
Are you sure you don't want a
I
fortune
mean,
teller?
we can all go back to the cells if that's what we really want to do. If no one wants to come forth and say any reasonable
Celerity's-
reason,
Celerity's hand has been up the entire time.
he's aware. He's waiting for someone with a leadership quality of some sort to actually speak to him.
I just looked at Celerity like, you go ahead.
They shrug. He said he'd come back to me.
None of you.
I nudge Athena, like, come on. Say something.
No, he ignored me last time. What makes you think he's going to listen to me this time? This is ridiculous.
The fact that I asked you a question
I'm looking
implies
for
that I am
something.
Goodness
listening.
sake, we've got some sort of relic that we're looking for, right?
She said. I'm on a
Correct.
quest to find a missing item,
Right.
stolen from my family quite a while ago.
Hey, now we're getting somewhere.
Oh,
See?
you beggared belief, wouldn't it?
And what would this item be?
That I don't actually know, and that's what makes it so fucking exciting.
Right. You're looking for an item. You don't know what.
It's some sort of relic, and it's
Right.
around here somewhere.
The captain knew more about the job.
Yes, the captain of which was... Which one of you miscreants?
One, presumably, at the bottom of the ocean.
Right. Captain didn't make it, and you were the crew, a part there of the crew, and the captain didn't tell you what they were looking for or where you were going.
As I briefly mentioned earlier, I was just the brawn. Morrigan was brought on as some sort of... I kind of do the Jack Sparrow fingers thing, where he does it at the camera, spooky fingers, and goes, magic person. And these three were stowaways.
Right. Okay. Listen, look, I can see this isn't really going to go anywhere because you either don't know or won't tell me. And so we're stuck in some sort of a deadlock here. So,
Celerity
You
just
mentioned-
shrugs.
you mentioned working in our favor because you're better for us and against us, yada, 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 right?
I'd be willing to
Absolutely.
work to prove that I'm not your enemy.
Right. Not my enemy. We can get that. You know, not necessarily friends, but not enemies is a starting point. There can be work for you, but first off, you're going to need a place to stay. Have you got one of
Recommends the
those?
jail cells, I say underneath my breath.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good suggestion. The
Though it
jail
would be a
cells.
drain on your resources when we could be adding to your pockets.
Sure. But you can understand that you are 5 individuals I have never met before in my life that are clearly experienced with weapons in at least some fashion. I don't exactly want to leave you with my guards in their sleeping quarters overnight in case you slit all their fucking throats.
Point is flipping well tempting.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll never kill anyone while they sleep. If I do, they'll be awake, probably armed, unless it's their preference not to be. And they'll
Doesn't
know
make
that
me
it's...
feel any better.
Okay.
He's quite the charmer, isn't he?
Here's what I propose. Let me speak to the council. Give me half a fucking day instead of 5 minutes. And maybe we can work something out. Agreed?
Agreed. Morgan says, taking a banana off the table.
Just gonna nod my head.
Help yourself to the food. That was sarcasm. I'm getting the idea that this one doesn't understand that. So if you would kindly return to the cells, we won't even lock you in. Because you can't fucking go anywhere when you come up anyway. Give me a day, and we'll sort something out. Well, what are you waiting for?
Got you, sir. Yes, sir. On our way, sir. Don't you worry, sir. We'll head to our cells, sir.
Give me fucking strength.
As
You make
Was
your way.
not kidding around.
as Morrigan reaches Renshu, who's like slowed down so that they can walk instead, he just goes, "Yes, sir, Captain Smalldick, sir."
So as to not like change scenes and all this stuff, because like you're just gonna go down there, then time is gonna
yeah.
pass, and you're gonna come
Yeah.
back up. After about a few hours, maybe 6, maybe 7, Lionel returns to you in the evening of that day. Calls you all upstairs back to the table with the guards all posted around once more. Right. All present companies have had time to cool off. Granted, the way I handle things was not professional. I'll admit it. Spoke with the other members of the council, all barring Prime Water, who not currently available, and we've all agreed that if present parties are willing to work on the behest of Saltmarsh Town Council, we can provide you with lodgings, and we have something that you might be able to do for us.
I will put my hand up.
Does that sound agreeable?
One question.
Yes?
Along with the lodgings, could I get a shirt? It's a bit nippy.
Yes? You, go get him a shirt. And one of the guards will head off. Come back shortly after with a white shirt for you to wear, long sleeve.
I will put it on. Thank you.
So, we're agreeing?
Really depends on what you want us to do here. I mean, quite frankly, my answer is yes, but I can't speak for everyone here.
Just gonna whisper to Athena and Celerity like, yeah, is this something that we're gonna do? We're gonna go down this route, or
Seems we have little other choice right now, dumbass.
yeah, no, No problem, but just checking because, trying to work with you here.
Celerity just shrugs.
On the outskirts of town, there is a house that we have been having a lot of reports of people going missing. There's rumors of a ghost or some bullshit like that. I don't have the resources available to send any of the actual town's guard, but if you'd check out the house and return to me, that would at least prove that you're trustworthy in the fact that you came back.
And I
There's
suppose if
no-
we don't come back, then at least you're out of your hair. I say with a smoke.
For the time being, until we, you know. He looks at you with a stern look as if to say, we've got plans if you run away. The job is simple. Go there, find out what the fuck is happening, come back, report your findings. Do so. Give you accommodation while you have your stay here at Saltmarsh. He gives a half-assed smile at the end of his sentence.
What if there's nothing there?
Come back and tell us. Nothing there.
We got you.
Any other questions? No? Good. Get out of my sight.
One more question, if you don't mind, sir.
He rubs his temples. Yes.
How'd you keep the creases out of your shirt? And Morrigan has a big smile on her face as she says,
Well, thank you for noticing. Actually, it's quite a clever technique that has been discovered fairly recently. See if you take a hot iron and get the fuck out of my barracks!
I think he likes me, she says as she leaves.
Is that the way out?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm assuming this is the door.
Yes.
Oh, we could have made a run for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, could have made a run for it. Absolutely, sure. There
Could
wasn't
have
two
tried.
guards posted. You could have. Glad you didn't. Leo here is very glad you didn't, because, fuck me, this is not the way this was supposed to go.
Is it ever?
Yes.
When was it derailed?
It is D&D. You should always be prepared that anything you prepare is not going to go the way it goes.
Sure, and at the same time, y'all should learn a lesson here that if you do stupid shit, I'll treat you like murder hobos and end up killing you.
I didn't do anything.
What stupid
Granted.
shit happened?
You just broke out of a fucking jail cell.
Oh, well, yeah, admittedly that
Well,
was...
no, I walked out.
Yeah, I was going
I
to say.
was given the key and got out, so
Fair.
Celerity did nothing wrong.
I'm
In
like,
theory,
I
neither
get
did
it.
Athena.
No. To be clear, I get it. You guys are all playing your characters, and I applaud that. It just isn't the way I was expecting it to go, and it kept me on my toes, and I appreciate it. Hot damn! What a first episode. I'd like. This is Leo asking now. Just so I know whether or not I need to build an entirely new campaign before the next session. Do you guys plan on coming back after you go to the haunted house, or should I be building
Absolutely
other
not.
shit? Oh, fuck you.
I keep to my word, if we said we're going to do something, we should follow it through, surely.
don't know about anyone else. My first thought was we just don't come back.
Yeah,
It's already
everyone
outside.
goes
Let's
into
just
different.
explore.
Everyone goes
They
into
made-
different directions and just sprints.
They made it clear that they have a plan if we don't come back, but what they haven't made clear is that we could walk like 2 hours away from town, sit underneath a tree, chat for a little bit, come back and go, oh, there's nothing there.
In fact, we could just do that around the corner.
Yeah. But no, I assume we'll go to the mansion and come back. We might act like we're not going to do that, but I feel like that's probably what we're going to do, right? To make the story go forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I
Okay.
appreciate it.
We still have things to find too.
Like, the
Something
story
like
will
that.
go forward even if you don't do that, but I just need to know now, so I've got 2 weeks to prepare you guys not doing that. You know?
Of course, of course.
Cool.
I think we head there, right?
So, welcome to Saltmarsh, everyone.
Ooh.
Next time on Arcana D&D. So, thank you,
98%
everyone.
loading.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, there it is.
for you.
Hey, got it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the first episode of Arcana D&D's Campaign 2. I have lost connection to the server, attempting to reestablish.
Oh.
Poetic.
It should be back.
Yes, I believe it is back. So, one thing I want to go over quickly is when we're on map screens like this little token here is the one that indicates where your party is.
Ooh.
provided
Oh, that's
that
kind of like
loaded for everyone.
Witcher. That's cute.
I think mine are timed out, so I'm just refreshing.
Well, I'll send a print screen in the thing afterwards. Anyhow, thank you everyone for joining us for this week's adventure of Arcana D&D. That last bit did get a little bit heated, but know that it is just between characters, and that wasn't anything between me and the other players, or vice versa. I love these guys to bits, and hopefully you'll enjoy the story that we have to tell. But until then, don't go rolling any ones. Or don't go rolling no ones. Fuck. Fuck. Bye.
Bye.
Go for it.
Bye.